the battles and shit.
Yo, what is going on, guys? And welcome to the 18th episode of the Nintendo Nite Podcast. I'm joined today by some lovely people to talk to you guys about all of the Nintendo news that's happened this month. So let me introduce to you guys our panel. We've got Ben, or Twip.
Hi. Pokémon.
We've got Endgame the Cube.
What's up? It's Christmas!
And we've got Ruffled Rowlet.
I like ass.
Oh, thanks.
That's a pretty simple intro this time. Everybody was like talking in the chat, like, what is Ruffled gonna say this time? What's he gonna scream off the top of his lungs? That's what people were saying in the chat. But yeah, I mean, let's we can hop into it because there's really not a ton to talk about this month. There's really just one game that came out, one big controversial game. But besides that, there's only a few things. So if we go here by what I wrote, I'm trying to look through the notes. The first thing. The very first week of November, I'm pretty sure, beginning of the month, we got our next Smash Bros. Character for DLC, Terry Bogard. So, Terry Bogard.
I'm sorry, never heard.
Can we mute Ben for this segment, guys? We can mute him, right? We can mute him, right? Yeah. So Terry Bogard came out. Now it was like a long video that they put up to actually like explain him because everybody was predicting like when it was shown, it was said that it was going to be 45 minutes, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're definitely revealing the next character too." And then it ended up just being Sakurai talking about this character for like 45 minutes, which was ridiculous.
The worst character, the most.
But like, did any of you guys like try him out?
No.
You didn't try him out? I tried him, dude. I tried him out. I tried him out like for a few matches. He's all right and all, but like he's very, very technical. Like you have to like know how to play like those fighting games too. He's not a Ryu clone at all. He's very different, but it's just like I'm not like good with those characters that require all that. So like I just dropped him like after like a few matches. I was like, hell no, I ain't doing this. But like I can see like the appeal. Like if you played like those fighting games and you know all the combos where you move the.
If you're one of the 5 people who played those games, I'm sure you'll love it.
You mean 5 million? But yeah, but
I'm just trolling. I hope
yeah.
no one takes me too seriously. Oh my god.
But everybody takes you seriously. That's the problem.
I know.
Everybody takes you seriously in my chat, which is so crazy. That's why everyone's just like asking to ban Ben.
Sword and Shield. No.
But yeah, I mean, he's alright character. I just hope that the next character that they reveal is someone that actually like a lot of people want.
I hope it's Pikachu.
Pikachu. No, please be Pikachu. N64 Pikachu from Smash.
N64 Pikachu.
Yeah, the broken one. Yeah, add him.
Yeah, add him.
But
by the way, it better not be like a really. I'm scared it's like Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia.
I don't know who it's gonna be, but
if it's a random anime character, then
Lloyd is one of the worst possible picks. He's a threat. Like he has
I don't know. I saw Dante getting rumored like a few days ago.
Please no.
And then I saw like other characters. I don't know. There's a whole list of like characters that people are saying, but I think we can all agree that the next character is probably going to be shown at the Game Awards, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's
I hope it's not someone from Astral Chain.
Astral Chain would be sick.
No,
no, you can't say it's the worst game this year. When actually, I'm not gonna say it.
It is.
You can't say it's the worst game this year when Mario Maker 2 came out in June, bro.
Oh yeah, that's another terrible game. Too.
that game, bro. That game. I've only
Mario Maker still trash.
Mario Maker 2.
There's a game that's even worse than Super Mario Maker 2 that also released this year for the Nintendo Switch. Can anyone guess what it is?
Don't say it, Ben. But yeah, I think next character we'll see at the Game Awards, which is in 2 weeks, I think, right? It's not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, you're right. In fact,
yeah.
I think it's in a week. Wait, when is it usually?
It's
6?
It's usually the first week
usually
of
a week earlier.
I think it's a week.
It's usually
it's
usually the first week of December, but I think this year for some reason they're doing it on the second. I don't know why.
Okay,
but
I know. I need some Game Awards action now, bro. Like,
I think it's
well, you're gonna be even more bored when they announce another anime character for Smash.
I think it's gonna be I think it'll be on the 12th. I feel like that was the date. But yeah, okay. I'll probably stream it. If anyone wants to talk. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just remember last year the Game Awards, Joker got announced, and I just slept because I was just
Joker. That was that was lit. Me, Ruffled, and Zach were in that call together. We were all screaming. That was amazing.
Yeah, that shit was lit. Dude. That shit was
Yeah.
fucking lit.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
that was
whole
good.
entire thing, there was no Nintendo announcements, and me and Ruffled were getting so bored. And then literally Zach joined at the last like 5 minutes, and then they announced Joker, and we all screamed. It was pretty great. But yeah, they literally saved that shit for last. But yeah, I guess the next thing we can move on is, of course, the thing we're probably going to be talking about for a majority of this entire podcast. The one big November game, the big controversial game, the big one that came out this year, Pokemon Sword
Super
and
Lucky's
Shield.
Tale.
Sword and Shield. So,
Ooh.
I guess
Can I open this?
we can go with just overall thoughts, I guess, first, just impressions. We all go
I'll
down.
just say this real quick. It is the worst Pokemon experience I've ever had in a mainline game.
Okay, that's yours. All right, what's yours, Zach? Overall thoughts, just generic overall thoughts.
It was really fun, but really underwhelming.
Oh my
Okay.
god, literally, I'm about to say the exact same thing. Yeah, not really fun. It was fun, but holy shit, it was just underwhelming as hell.
You know what?
Exactly.
Well,
I can agree with that. I will say it was fun. I had a good time with it, but they dropped the ball really hard on a lot of
Yeah, they
shit.
did.
Like,
Bro,
yeah.
like I think that's bro, literally, like I think I also am a little bit with Ben there. I think this was probably the worst experience out of a Pokemon game that I've had across the board. Like,
Yeah.
out of all the games I've played from Pokemon, this is probably the worst one out of all of them.
The
Yeah,
thing also.
By the way, that's coming from someone who fucking hated Let's Go, and I preferred Let's Go over this.
Yeah,
Oh, I had
actually
fun with
prefer
Let's Go,
as
too.
Well. I'm not even joking.
Like, there's certain parts about
Let's
Let's
Go
Go.
is more fun.
Here's what I mean. There's certain parts
can't
about
do
Let's
that.
Go that are way better than in Sword and Shield. Like, did you know in Let's Go, if you go to online battles and do like online matches, you can do 6v6s, but you can't do
Oh
that
my
in
God,
Sword
in
and
this
Shield.
game, you can only do 3v3.
You can only do 3v3s in ranked. You can only do 3v3s. What kind of bullshit is that, bro? Like, you can do
Yeah, the
6v6.
default fucking ranked battles are awful, bro.
You can do
It's like,
6v6,
oh,
but it doesn't
online
count.
system is trash.
You can do
Bro, even
6v6,
the
but only like
2v2s are
randoms.
bad. Bro, even the 2v2s are bad, bro. Because it's only
Yeah.
4 Pokemon. It's only 4 Pokemon in
Well,
2v2s.
that's how it always was.
Yeah, but that's just boring. Why can't I use 6? Why the fuck is?
Oh, I know
why
what you
is
mean.
it
Yeah.
not default? Why is it
Yeah.
not default? That like
Yeah.
6. First of all, 1v1 battles with 6 Pokemon should be default to begin with, and
Yeah.
also 2v2s should also be default with 6 Pokemon. I think that should just be the default way it's fucking played. Why in the world is it defaulted to 3 Pokemon? Like I remember I tried it and I was like, maybe did I press something wrong? And then I tried it again. I'm like, well, there was no button for me to choose how many Pokemon we're gonna use, so I guess this is how it is.
No, but
I mean, that's weird.
Imagine cutting out the over 60% of the Pokemon, using balance as one of your excuses, and then only letting you do 3v3s in the competitive mode.
Oh, on top
Yeah.
of that, also having the most broken meta ever, by the way.
Yeah. Eating it.
Literally, this game is broken, dude. Galarian Darmanitan is a fucking like disaster to go up against.
Oh, dude, I heard about that. I haven't even started competitive in this gen yet because I still have to get all my Pokemon. But the thing is, I heard Galarian Darmanitan's like ability is basically like choice band or whatever. So like
Same thing
it
with
gets
Dracovish, bro. Dracovish, I think it's called. It's like one of the fossils. It's literally broken because I think one of its abilities basically makes it so that it's like it's choice banded, right? Like basically,
Yeah,
how it
that's
works
what it is.
right? If it attacks first with its move, right? What'll happen is that it'll do, I think, like double, like this, like basically the base damage times 2, right? And if it is choice banded on top of that, just do the math. It's just fucking insane,
That's
right?
basically what Galarian Darmanitan is. I'm pretty sure it's like you can only use one move, but your move does double damage, and you can stack another choice band on top of that ability, so you can do like ×4 the damage. So it's like really broken. Yeah, I haven't even tried it, but I've just seen videos about that, so people were going crazy. But yeah,
No, but you know what's the sad part with Sword and Shield is that for the first 3 hours, I was actually having a really good time. It felt like they were introducing the stuff really quickly. They just let you go ham with the wild area. But it's the moment I started doing the gyms. Like
I
after
guess
the second,
I guess we can go in like what did you enjoy about the game, and then we'll go into like bashing it with all the stuff we didn't like, because that list is gonna be much longer than the first one. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean? So-
I liked
list.
seeing the new Pokemon.
Yeah, the new Pokemon, I liked.
follow them all.
I liked how they appeared in the overworld too, because it was like surprising when you were like, oh, what's this one, and then you went to it, but like.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
to me, the only entertaining part about this game was the max raid battles and the wild area initially. Like now, it's like it's lost any interest to me at this point, because like cool, it was fun in the beginning, but now it's like it's just the same shit over and
Dude,
over
I'm
again.
already
because
bored of the
there's
game.
so few Pokemon there to like catch. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once you have them, it's like okay, but why do I bother doing this anymore? Like I've got them now. This doesn't feel like it's worth going through this process again. It's like there's just so few to catch, and like the whole world. Like I know I'm not meant to be bashing it yet, but like just the whole world with less Pokemon, like with the Pokemon missing, it just feels empty. Like you know that like it's just like you walk around and you know that there are more Pokemon that are meant to be there, and you're just looking at it and you're like, man, it just feels like something like it's like something's missing, right? And literally that is the literal case. There are literally Pokemon missing, which just makes the world feel less, I don't know, less alive. And like I'm not saying that I mean literally we've had Pokemon games in the past like Ruby and Sapphire, which didn't feature all the Pokemon. But again, like over the years since that point, it's been kind of like, you know, pushed towards the idea of like every game including all the Pokemon. Maybe not like throughout your, you know, first journey, but as you know, get to the national decks, you'd usually run into the other Pokemon as well, or you'd be able to trade them over, right? Like in one way or shape, they would be there some, you know, some way for you. But with this game, there is no way to do that. It's just you've got these 435 or whatever Pokemon, and that's it. That there is no if or what or whatever. It's just literally that's what you got.
Yep.
But honestly, though, for enjoyable things, the wild area and the open world were fun until they got boring.
For me, I will say, in my opinion, I will say the things that I liked was number one. I would say probably like you said, the max raid battles and stuff. Because like I did it in my Discord with some people, so that's actually kind of fun if you can get like a group of friends together. So that's pretty fun, I guess, to some extent. Because some of the ones that are like 5 stars can be kind of hard. So those were kind of cool. The second thing was probably the music. Some of the tracks were actually pretty good. Like I actually enjoyed.
That was my least favorite part about the game.
Really? I liked the music.
Yeah.
I think some of them were good. Like some of the other ones were like but like Marnie's theme was pretty good. Like Chairman Rose's was nice. Olina's was nice. The gym leaders was okay, but like most of them were pretty good. Like I enjoyed some of the music, and then I would say like really the gym battles. Like I liked the atmosphere that they made in the stadiums, because those gym battles, I will admit, got actually pretty intense and exciting. Like they were actually pretty cool. Like it actually made you feel like it was an important battle of the game. And the gym leaders, that leads into my next point. The gym leaders all have like actual personalities too, and they're all like a part of the game. Whereas like
I disagree with that aspect.
I disagree 110.
No. I don't.
Some of them did.
Some of them did, but the reason I think that is that like they actually have some type of purpose or whatever. Like usually in every other game, the gym leader is just in their gym, they're standing there, you beat them, and then you never see them again. But in this game, like even after you beat like Milo, Nessa, and Kebu or whatever, all 3 of them meet up to send you off to your next gym. Like all the other gym leaders have some type of other things.
I know
That's
what you mean.
all they do.
But
All they
that's
do
the thing,
is
though.
they
Yeah, that's
get to the
literally
next
it. I
gym.
was about to say that. It's like, yeah, sure, but it's so arbitrary and like it's nothing though, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't like add anything to like the world.
Well, yeah, compared to like other
Reason-
games and stuff, it's not really anything.
Is like, oh, they meet up with you to send you off. Okay, but how did they develop his characters then? What the fuck did they do? Because they literally point out saying,
well,
this is what we always have to do when somebody like, you know, comes here. We just have to go and tell them, fuck off, goodbye on the next battle, right? It's like, they don't add anything to the story. It doesn't actually do anything. It's like, cool, hey cunt, you defeated us 3, fuck off, go to the 4th gym. Like the whole game, listen, the whole game story, bro, is all the interesting shit is handled by everybody else. You are just told, go take on the gym.
Oh, that I agree with. That I agree with 100%. That actually pissed me off. Like the one part where like you're talking to Sonia and literally there's like that big ass explosion or whatever, and then you're like, oh shit, you're like, oh shit, what was that? Like I'm actually kind of curious, what's going on there? What are you guys all doing at that big stadium? And then before you even think about that, Leon runs over. Don't worry, guys, I'm the unbeatable champion. I will handle this. He just runs off. And then he just tells you go to your next gym. I'm like,
Leon's
excuse
the
me?
worst character in the whole game. There.
No, he is not. Nah, he's not the worst character.
That's literally the exact same thing I told you, Ben, earlier. That's the exact same scene, right? That I remember that
because
pissed me off.
I remember that because I was like playing that by myself, but I was like, damn, if I was streaming that shit, I would have gone off, bro. I would have been like, excuse me.
I didn't go off though. I try to stay positive. I did mock the game in some areas, but I try to stay positive. But like as I played it, the first thing I noticed when I was done with the game was how shallow it felt. Like it felt soulless. As a game, it felt soulless. Like, bro, and here's the thing, right? You guys know I dislike Let's Go. You know how much I've shat on Let's Go, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, at least when I played Let's Go, it felt like it had a soul. You know what I mean? And you know why it felt like it had a soul? Because it was Kanto, and when Kanto was first made, it had soul in it, right?
Exactly.
The region had soul in it when it was first made back in the day. But bro, Galar is just soulless. The roots are short as fuck. Okay, I didn't realize this, bro. I went before I took out the victory. You know the
I
victory
saw
road
that.
in this game.
There is no victory
in this
road.
game, right?
There is no victory
Like
road.
we talked about this earlier, bro. I decided, bro. I decided to go and grind because I'm used to, right? I know usually that if I'm taking on the victory road, I gotta make sure to grind because it will be kind of hard to go through usually, right? It's gonna be a bit of a hassle. So let me just go make sure to grind a little bit. So I go and grind for like 45 minutes. I come back, and I go into the victory road, and I'm just like, I asked my brother like, hey, I'm just gonna go to the toilet real quick, and I come back, and he's like, hey, we're done. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we're done. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, it was just like 3 trainers. That's it. It was like, no fucking way. I looked through, it was literally 3 trainers or some shit, bro.
Dude. Remember?
3 bloody trainers.
Remember?
Oh my god. Oh my
Bro,
god.
remember?
You know when you go up the Rose Tower and it's meant to be really climactic, and you see Leon, you see Chairman Rook, and it uses like these disgusting images, these disgusting looking pictures for a cutscene. And that was meant to be one of the biggest climaxes of the whole story. And there was no cutscene music or anything.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was kind of
Oh
thinking
my
at
God.
first. At first, like it turned into a painting, and I was like, "Oh, is this supposed to be like getting really serious?" But then it just wasn't, and I was like, "Oh."
And then
Okay.
it just ended, and the screen fades to black, and you go back into the bloody the hotel. It's so bad.
Y'all
Zach,
look
what
like
were you
the
saying?
Like what Ruffle was saying about the Victory Road, that especially, I started with Hoenn, where like the Victory Road in Hoenn was insane. Like you would just walk around. Like I remember, like I didn't even have flash. So I was just walking around like blind through that whole place. And then right when you're about to get out, Wally comes and he's about to just whoop you, and like knock you. And if he knocks you out, you have to start all over. Like name a bigger downgrade.
Yeah, no, but
From
bro,
like
literally,
Hoenn to now.
dude, literally, yo, Zach, that's what I mean, bro. That's why I grinded before I went in there because I thought, hey, it's a victory road. This means I'm gonna have to like be strong going in here. And I mean, up until this point in the game, I hadn't lost a single battle. I'd won everything. I think only time I struggled was against Raihan because I didn't heal before I went into the gym, right?
Yeah.
So like I just got in with weak Pokemon like and low health and low power like PP or whatever. So I just went in there and like I almost lost it. The only time I actually like blacked out in this game was when I was trying to catch a fucking what was it called again? The evolution of like Noivern. Noivern. I was trying to catch a Noivern. That's the first time I actually fucking like blacked out in this game because the Noivern just whooped my team by accident because I went in with like 2 Pokemon fainted and the other one's low
wait.
HP.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Matt M. He just donated saying, bad graphics, useless curry, incomplete Kanto and Johto Pokedex. See, the thing with the bad graphics, though, is the problem that I had with this is that for most of the towns and the cities, they don't look half bad. Like Hammerlock looks pretty cool, like with the castles and everything.
yeah.
That looks
It
pretty
looks
nice.
cool.
Wedgehurst and
Wouldn't it
everything,
be
they all
nice
look
if you could
decent.
explore
It's literally
But
all
there's
of the
no social
problems. All of the problems with the graphics, like 90% of them come from the wild area. And the problem with that is because the wild area is supposed to be such a big marketing point. Like, that's their big selling point for this game. Like, you've got this open world area. Like, you would think that they would make that area look the best out of the entire game because that's such a big appeal of it. And they just didn't. That's really the issue that I had with it. The cities, they could have been better, but they weren't half bad. Like, they were all right.
They were pretty awful though. Like not the
dude, this is
design
what I
of the
don't-
city, bro. But listen,
this-
you know what I'll tell you? This whole game, this actually, the way I'll describe this whole game, bro, the whole game is just window dressing. The whole game is just window dressing, okay? The cities are window dressing. You enter a city, you see this fucking giant castle. You imagine in your head, holy shit, this place is huge. This will take
I
hours
know where
to
you're going
explore.
with this. I know where you're
This
going
will
with
take
this.
hours to explore. Oh, guess what? The fucking Dragon City has one fucking hallway.
Oh my god, it feels smaller than
One-
Pallet Town.
Yep.
Fucking hallway.
Yep.
One fucking
Did
hallway.
you notice
Dude.
a
Five-month.
trend with these games that I noticed was like when you go into like a city, there will be so many buildings that you're like, oh, I can enter that, and it's just
Yes,
not-
and you
nothing.
can't. Like, the doors are
Yeah.
painted on. They're painted on. You
Yeah.
literally can't enter in.
That
Because
was
I
never
do
a
that.
thing with
Because
Pokemon
I do
before.
that with every
building
game.
you
I
saw,
go
you
into
could
every
enter
house.
before.
I always go into every house and talk to every NPC. That's just how I play a game.
Like,
And
that's
I
the proper way
looked,
to play
I
it.
would get to a city and I would be like, damn, there's a lot of houses here. But like 90% of the doors wouldn't even work. I'm just like, damn, really? They're just painted
I know,
on.
and
I was like, excuse me? But like, that's what I didn't like because all the cities were so empty. Like there was literally nothing in them. Like, you know that one really pretty city where it's like the fairy gym and it's like the
Yes, I hated that because it was so
it's like
pretty.
it's like glowing with all the
Nothing
different
to
lights.
it.
Dude, I was like, this is so pretty. I can't wait to see everything in here. And it's literally just a Pokemon Center and a gym. That's it. Nothing else. And one house.
Another
And
one like that, bro.
NPCs.
The
NPCs.
Dark type city gym. The Dark type city gym, bro.
Oh, that was a hallway.
It's
Literally a
fucking
hallway.
alleyway. That's literally an alleyway.
Bro, I was like,
some
I
kind
was
of
like,
big,
damn.
like Detective
That's the best thing in the
Pikachu-esque
whole
place, and there was nothing to it.
Yeah,
That's the
that was
best fucking
unbelievable.
city in the Pokemon franchise. Amazing. Fantastic.
No, can I say something real quick? Bro, the thing that annoyed me the most about this game and what made me feel like it's a soulless game, the roots. Okay, the roots.
Yes.
Let me tell you, let me explain, right?
Love. You can
Bro,
tell there
I made
was
a comparison.
no love for those.
Bro, listen, I made a comparison about this last night because I talked about this for about 3 hours straight with Sylph Spectre. So I talked with him about this, right? And I was telling him like, hey man, can we just sit and shit on Sword and Shield for a minute? Because bro, there's something like fucking wrong here, right?
Yo,
Bro,
you should always
the
invite
roots-
me to those. I'm always
You
down.
know wait, what's it called again? The Gleamwood Tangle, right? The forest, right? The one
Yes.
with the fairy type gym. Okay, listen.
hated
Listen.
that.
Here's the thing, bro. The route there is basically like this. You know, you go in left, up, right, up. You're out. That's
Yeah,
it.
you're right.
That's
You're
literally
right.
it. Okay.
Yep.
It's so fucking tiny. And I did a comparison, right? I did a comparison saying like, hey, look, compare this route from Sword and Shield here in this forest, right? This is meant to be the big forest of this game, right? The big forest, right?
Dude,
I compared that to the big forest of Kanto, right?
Yeah, the
literally
Viridian Forest.
any other game. Listen, any other game you can fucking take Pokemon Forest from. But let's take the ones that are the easiest to compare here, right? You take the Kanto Viridian Forest versus the Glimwood Tangle. Now, just let me explain this, right? Because it's just so fucking clear. If you even have like two visuals in front of you, you can see what I mean. Because look at this,
Yep,
right?
I know what you mean.
Glimwood Tangle, you come in, you go left, you have two different kind of paths you can take. This tiny fucking little area with little grass to the up and to the left, and then like that's it, right? Then you take a right and you go straight forward. There's like fuck all there to do, right? Do a comparison though to Kanto's Viridian Forest. The first fucking forest you go into in the game, right? First things first, right? You come in, if you go to the left, you have a bunch of grass, a Pokeball or two, and just a bunch of shit to explore around in that left side. But if you don't want to do that, you can just take the right side, and then as you go up, oh, guess what? The route splits in two. Oh, you can go from the back side and not encounter any of the trainers, or you can go straight through the grass and encounter the trainers, maybe get some Pokemon. Okay, cool. So you finish that part. You get up, you find an antidote Pokeball. Oh, guess what? The route splits in two again, right? You can take the right side route, run into a trainer, but avoid a lot of the grass, or take the left side route and go straight into the grass. Okay, then it's kind of like a straightforward, kind of like up and down, kind of zigzag line until you get out. But just look at that, right? There's so many more options there. Even though like it isn't that big of a that amount of options. It's still pretty straightforward, but at least it offers you extra fucking paths and shit to do. This game, Sword and Shield, it's a fucking straight forward line. It's just a straight forward line to everything. Okay,
Yep. It's a hallway simulator, bro. It's a hallway simulator.
Bro, it is so
Which is why-
fucking straightforward and boring.
I say that these games, Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's the Sonic Forces of the Pokemon franchise. I think that's the perfect comparison. If you ever played Sonic Forces, you know.
I have not, so I wouldn't know. But...
Let me guess,
Has
because
anyone
Sonic
played
Forces
Sonic
Forces
Forces?
is soulless.
Yeah,
Is it?
Just
I
like
don't
this
know.
game.
I haven't played
it's
it.
Soulless just
Yeah.
like this fucking
I haven't
game.
played it. How would I know? Yeah. But
Zach, have you played
the
it?
thing,
By the way,
the thing
did
in the
my-
chat, someone Matt in the chat said this is the same forest that they did the 24-hour live stream on. That's
Yeah,
so
I
true.
know.
Literally, like when you were watching that stream, you're like, damn, I can't wait to see what actually is inside. And you go there, and it's literally
Yeah.
like
I expected
so
it to be
bad.
huge
I know they
and
hyped that
horrible.
forest up like it was this mythical, crazy place.
Yeah,
that was
right.
gonna-
And it's literally just a
Something goes
little
down.
hallway. It's a little
Hey,
hallway
remember
to the
when they did
next city.
24
It's a
hour
glorified
live
hallway.
New Pokemon. That was great.
Like for real though, like that's where I realized like this game is just it has no fucking soul. Like if I look at like 20 to 30 years in the future, right, and I look back at Pokemon as a franchise, there is no route or anything in this game that to me is going to be something that's going to be memorable to me, right? Like when we're in generation 20 or some shit, right? There's not going to be anything to me that will be like, oh, that was the great part I remember from like Sword and Shield. Like if you look back at any other generation, right, you can always remember at least that one thing, right? That one route, that one place that just made it feel really, really special, or that like one area that just made you feel like, man, this game is sick, right? For me, in Hoenn, it's the fucking Reggies, right? When you get the Reggies, the caves they're in, little puzzles and shit. That's what like a memory from those games, right? Or from Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? For those games, it's whenever I basically like come to the town with like, the Lake of Rages, and then I enter like the T-Rocket base below, you know, like that area, right? That will always be memorable with me because it just, I don't know, it's so just strange to me, like, oh my god, they're doing these signal things and they're turning Pokemon into these weird fucking, you know, shinies, whatever the fuck. This is crazy. What is going on? Like, is that what's going on? You know, whatever. Like, that's going to be memorable to me. And, like, I can remember from, like, every generation, I can remember, like, one place which just kind of, like, left an impact. But there's nothing in this game that's just going to have this memorable feeling to me because it's so fucking bland. The routes are boring. By the way, can we just talk about the sorry excuse for the cave, the first cave you go into? Oh no, the first cave. The one between like the big city and the one and the grass gym, right?
The mine?
The cave,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure there's only one.
You mean the mine?
Yeah,
Yeah, the mine, whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
That whole thing is a fucking excuse, just a sorry excuse to my fucking route, because it's just you go literally if you just go straight, right, just straightforward. You're and then there's the other cave, the one that actually is a cave. And again, it's just a sorry excuse for a fucking cave. It's just boring as fuck. It just isn't interesting. It's just so fucking lame.
You guys know when
remember
you guys remember when like Gen 4, like Sinnoh and Unova, even Hoenn, like they all had like at least I would say 15 like to 20 routes, right? Didn't they? Like they were lots of routes in that game.
Yeah,
and in Sword and Shield,
and
there were only 10. There's only 10. There's only 10 routes in Sword and Shield. Even Alola had way more. Even Alola had way more.
I will say this. I do actually hope we get Sinnoh remakes because then I know what kind of Pokemon game I'm going to be getting. It's going to be this big, meaty Pokemon game. And I know it's not going to be so well.
They'll find a way to mess it up.
No, they will definitely mess it up. I
They'll
guarantee
mess it
you.
up, but
I
it'll be
guarantee
good.
you. There's gonna be something.
They messed up Let's Go, but it was still good because it was canceled. Just like they'll mess up Sinnoh, but it'll still be good because Sinnoh. We're getting the battle tower from like this game as a.
Oh, absolutely! No Battle Frontier. You are getting this battle tower. You're getting this battle tower.
It's that Distortion World goodbye.
No Distortion World. I promise you, they're gonna nerf Cynthia so she's not as broken as she was before.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna be as amazing.
They're gonna like hand you a fairy type so you can take on her guard shop and her space room.
They're gonna fuck it up, bro. They're gonna fuck it up.
I promise you they will.
It's gonna be some.
I promise you.
They're gonna fuck it up, bro. And you know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do? And this is shout out to Sylph Spectre for covering this, but they're gonna pull one of these bullshit. They're gonna pull one of these disgusting moves where they're gonna give us Diamond and Pearl remakes next year, and then the year after that, in 2021, we're gonna fucking get like Pokemon Bow or some shit.
Yeah.
No, we are guaranteed, bro.
They aren't gonna do a cool sequel that could fix these games. No. It's gonna be the same game.
You know what's crazy?
But just include all the Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is they basically set this game up too with the way like after you're done, it makes sense with what they're gonna do with the sequels or whatever, bro. It's gonna be Professor Sonia, Beat and Marnie are gonna be the gym leaders. Like you already know what they're gonna do. It's so set up. They purposely did it like that.
Yeah, they set up a sequel for Sun and Moon. They did nothing with that. They did Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which was
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was even Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is better compared to this though. Like
it was.
God.
Alola is way better than Galar. I'm just gonna
yeah,
say it. It's way better than Galar.
Everybody gives Alola way too much shit. Sun and Moon.
Listen, I dislike Alola because like the introduction is the most boring fucking game in the world.
That's usually why.
Like that gave me a bad taste in my mouth, hence why I never enjoyed the game much. But like I will argue that it's actually better. It actually is. Like it actually has
at least had a soul. It has
a heart, right? It has a heart. This game, like, dude, like, listen, okay. Here's the thing, right? People need to realize something. Like, people will just listen to us ranting and assume that we just hate Pokemon and we just want to see the world crash and burn. But here's the thing: people need to realize, right? Pokemon success is our success. If Pokemon does well, we do well, right? As long as Pokemon is successful, I can keep making videos and I can keep making my money and I keep doing this thing, right? So I don't want Pokemon to crash and burn. I don't want Pokemon to fail. And, you know, like, people need to understand that, right? And I'm seeing people like using the fact that these games have sold well as some sort of excuse, like,
oh, I hate that, dude. The people that keep spamming that, the people that spam that online are so pathetic. We're like, you could say anything. You could say anything. Well, oh, I didn't like this game, but it still sold 6 million, so therefore everything you say is invalidated.
You're not getting any of that money.
It's so bad.
Why are you hyping that up, bro?
Literally, Aero, you guys know, I said it, that this game was gonna sell fucking millions.
I already knew too.
I made a fucking bet with Ben, for crying out loud. Like, saying that these games were gonna sell like ludicrous amounts of copies. Because I knew they were going to do that, because it's a fucking mainline Pokemon game on a console, and it's a fucking RPG. Like, what the fuck do you... It's Pokemon.
And it's a new generation, which always sells the most.
Exactly. Of course it was going to sell a lot. There's no fucking question about that.
Like, I wasn't denying it wasn't going to sell well.
All types of trash is selling well in the Switch.
Hey, to be fair, it still sold quite a bit less than Sun and Moon.
Well, that's because Sun and Moon. That's because Sun and Moon was the second new generation on the 3DS, so the install base was way higher.
Matter, bro, because you gotta realize something. Nintendo Switches in the world, they're about 42 million. Okay, there's no denying that there's a fuck ton of them already in like people's hands. You can't just like explain it away. There's already been a Pokemon game released now already on this console, which was Let's Go. So trying to like argue now that like, oh, there's not enough of them out there. There were way more 3DSs doesn't really work, because there's still 2 million of these things in the world, and there's even more being sold right now that these games released. There's a bunch of Switches in the world. The Switch isn't that young anymore.
The Switches are more active as well. 3DS near the end of its lifespan.
And like, here's the thing, right? So about the whole like people using the numbers, I'm just like, that doesn't matter though, because we knew it was gonna sell well. Nobody was saying that these games were gonna sell
I love
bad.
people who think that like if a game sells well, it means it's good, because that's the worst flawed logic I've ever seen in my life.
It is, bro.
Right, that is pretty fucking dumb,
because Call of Duty sells gangbusters every year, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Right, that's like saying FIFA is a good game.
Yeah, FIFA sells every year.
But is it a fucking good game? No, it isn't. It's fucking awful. It's the same shit every single year. It's never better. It's always this fucking same bullshit. It's never improved. If anything, it gets worse every year. And people still buy it because fucking people will keep buying shit, because that's just how humans are. People just don't care. They'll take their fucking vapid entertainment and move on with their lives. That's it. They'll just that's just how humans fucking work. So like, trying to use the numbers that they sold, and again, nobody was saying these things wouldn't sell good. Everybody knew everybody was saying they were gonna sell good. I kept saying like, hey, these games have fucking issues, but even though they have issues, people are still gonna buy these things in droves. Like, they're gonna sell fucking millions, like ludicrous amounts. They're gonna sell a lot, right? People are like, oh, like, and now people are like, haha, fuck you, like Dexers. Look, the game sold well, and it's like, I'm looking at these people. I'm like, you do realize you're literally celebrating a company making a bunch of money and giving you less, like literally.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, how can you be so happy that your products are getting more and more mediocre? Like that, I don't understand the mentality.
That's like this, right? That's like going to like McDonald's or Burger King, right? And like celebrating that McDonald's
gives you half your fries.
Giving you half your fucking like fries. And
yes, McDonald's. Thank you.
Like, I mean, that's literally what it is, though, bro. You're clapping and thanking them for giving you less of your food. That's what you're doing. You're literally saying, "Thank you. I'm paying the exact same price, or potentially more.
You're paying more
for less." That's literally what you're doing here with these games. And I mean, listen, I bought these games. I'm not going to sit here and like, all of us have bought the games and played them, right? But that's besides the point. Like, we do it because it's our job. We either review them, or we talk about them, or we make videos on them. It's our job, right? So we're gonna still try them out. And it's not like these games were the worst things in the world. They weren't even like
also because
them bad games.
Yeah, there were fun parts. There were fun parts. We had good times.
Yeah, there was fun shit in these games. There were enjoyable things. I enjoyed the Gigantamax forms. I think they're actually pretty fucking cool. I enjoyed max raid battles in the wild and doing like raids with people. I enjoyed the wild area in general. Just kind of exploring and stuff was pretty fun initially, until you kind of already seen everything is kind of small. But like, generally speaking, there was enjoyable shit there. I think the challenges in the gyms, the little challenges you do before you take on the gym leader, actually really fucking fun. It's like, it's just kind of like the style of like what gyms were meant, like, used to be, but like just kind of like trying something different with it.
Except for Rayhan's. Yeah,
but it was kind of like some of them were better than others, but like I think like that was fun. But then when you look at the whole game as a whole, it's underwhelming. And probably the weakest entry ever, because the whole game is just window dressing. You see these giant areas, right? And you imagine, holy shit, let me explore that. Guess what? You can't. Fuck you. Yep. Oh, you see this giant building. Oh, I want to go inside that and explore all the rooms and stuff. oh, guess what? Fuck you, you can't. There's only one entrance, and that's it, right? Every single room, by the way, in like I think it's like every single room.
Oh,
like
the same. They look the same. Yeah, the same.
They're
layout.
exactly the same. Literally
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah, it's the same template.
Identical
Bro,
rooms.
you know these games, like even Kalos is better than these games.
I agree. I absolutely.
Even
I did
Kalos
not
was
think
better in
you
some
could get
ways.
a-
I thought this game
I
would
didn't
at least
think-
surpass Kalos. I
No,
thought it would at least
I
do
didn't
that.
think you could get a Pokemon game more shallow than X and Y, and then Sword
Yeah.
and Shield came along. I couldn't.
Lumio City is literally way better than
Like, here's the
It's
thing
still-
though.
that's
Even
it,
even though
yeah.
Kanto,
The
or not
London-inspired
Kanto,
city is
even
so, like,
Kalos, even though
underwhelming.
Kalos is like known for having the shittiest like plot and story or whatever, because you don't know what the hell
Kalos' story was
Lysander,
better than
you don't even know
It
what
was
the hell
bad,
Lysander's
it-
planning. Because you never understand. Like, I remember I played through all of X and Y, and at the end I was like, what the hell was Lysander even trying to do? But the funny thing is, at least he even had a story. There's nothing inside of Sword and Shield. It's
They
the
were
most,
so
it's
lazy
literally
with these
just
games.
gym challenge, gym challenge, gym challenge. And then after you're done, you go to your championship match, and then all of a sudden, it makes no sense, because you're like about to fight the championship match. Well, let's bring back the Darkest Day, because that makes no
Yeah, they
sense.
never
Like,
even like it's so shit.
like if they had build up
No.
throughout like the middle of the game, like,
There was
like
no
here's the
build
thing
up.
too. Here's the thing too. I don't understand why they had no evil team in this game, because they set it up so perfectly. They could have literally just had an evil team that wanted to take advantage of Eternatus to destroy everything, and they didn't. I don't know why, but like
I know, like
they could have
Why
made
the
the easiest
evil?
evil team, easiest
Can I
evil team
just
for this
evil?
generation.
Can I just have some
what kind of
input?
evil did it beat? We didn't defeat any evil. Rose wasn't even bad.
No,
Yeah,
can I
Rose
just
wasn't
input
evil.
something?
He wasn't evil. He was just he was just trying to do things to increase his business, bro. That's like literally what he was trying to do.
Bro, but
And,
listen,
like,
the whole
this
game
game-
had like a fucking like whatchamacallit, like a global warming agenda to it. So listen, here's the thing, right? That I think is fucked up about the story in these games is that throughout the whole game, shit's happening, but you're never included in it. You're always excluded and just told to fuck off and go and do the gyms, right? Every single time something interesting happens, you're just told, "Hey kid, fuck off, go do the gyms," right?
Like, remember
and then at
the
the
kind of-
end, right? Then at the fucking end, where you're about to take on Leon, then they're like, "Oh, now you can join in. Now when everything's happened, you have no context to it, but now you can join in. Oh, cool. The guy who's
so
literally the
stupid.
fucking multi-billionaire
the story
in this
of-
universe
I know.
is evil."
The story
Boo.
of Sun and Moon was so much better than this. Can I just say, like, thousand.
Oh, that's because they focused on the story. That's because it was
Yeah,
all
they
about the
actually had a
story.
narrative.
And like this time, like even in interviews, because I had this idea that the story this time was gonna be pretty bland. Because when they asked them about interviews, Omori just kept saying
They
the whole
literally
point.
put it out. They focus on gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying like the whole point of it is to become the best and becoming the champion, and not like the whole gym challenge. Like as soon as he was saying that in interviews, I was like, damn, this is gonna be pretty
But wait a
lackluster.
minute. That's so fucking stupid. Then, if that was the point, then why the fuck were we involved in stopping the big baddie? Then at the end, why the fuck was that our job? Then why didn't Leon handle that as well? Oh no, the guy who's been handling all these explosions and shit up until now, he can't handle it. Now you've got to do the job. It's like
Yeah.
you're really just
No,
forcing this into
no.
the
But
story
they
now.
said they focused on gameplay. But these games feel like they have less new features than any Pokemon game ever.
Well,
They
the
do.
features are just
Yeah.
worthless. The ones that people don't care about, like freaking Curry, bro. That's
The
why.
gameplay in these games is not. It's yeah.
No, but where's our like PokeStar Studios equivalent and shit like that? Oh, the contests. What is this game?
Yeah, there's nothing.
No,
There's
the games are empty, bro. They're
Oh,
fucking lame.
Oh yeah, Ben brought up contest. That better be in Diamond and Pro Remix, or I'll be pissed.
We dropped it because we wanted to focus on higher quality animations.
Oh, I already know they're gonna say that. I already know it, but
They're gonna
No,
drop.
you know
so
what
much
is
stuff.
depressing though? Is the fact that literally fans, the
Fourth,
fan,
no, it's about
have
to go.
started adding in the Pokemon that are missing
Yeah.
into the
Yep,
code
I've
because it's
seen
that
that.
fucking simple.
I've
It's
seen
that
it.
fucking simple.
And
It's doable. It's fucking doable. But these fuckers were lazy, and no, they were lazy. Okay, they were fucking lazy. People can say whatever the fuck they want. They were somewhat lazy in this shit. Okay, they could have clearly done more. They could have just hired more people to do this shit.
Yep.
There's a
Yeah.
reason companies hire more fucking people for bigger projects. It's literally just how fucking game development works. You can't
It's
just
not
be
even-
like, oh, but we want to be the size of an indie studio because that feels like it's more personal. Well, guess what? You ended up making them least fucking personal and least fucking like least stone-filled game ever by having a smaller
Here's
team.
the thing I don't understand. Here's the thing I don't
This shit
understand
doesn't
because
fucking, like this game doesn't have any heart. It just does. Like there's no
doesn't.
way I can look
And
at this
guess-
game and just be like, you know, they put effort into this. Listen, I'm gonna say this right now as well. Also, ever since, and this is something that was pointed out by a person, I'm going to mention his name because it's kind of controversial. Not the one that you guys think of, but somebody else who's been like shitting on Sword and Shield nonstop. Who's also said some dumb shit, like just some general dumb shit about Sword and Shield and compared to some dumb shit. I think we mentioned him in the past, but his thing, he did point out something really, really interesting that I think is kind of worthwhile to mention. But Pokemon was only good up until X and Y because after when X and Y was in development was when Satoru Iwata got sick, right? Prior to that, every single Pokemon game had some attachment to Satoru Iwata. He was involved in development in a lot of fucking ways. He was either an executive producer, or he was handling a lot of the projects, or he was overseeing a lot of the projects. Why? Because he fucking understood how to make a good game. He understood.
He was a Pokemon fan, though, bro. He loved Pokemon.
Right. But here's the thing, man. The only reason we have Pokemon as a thing still today is because he fucking helped. Listen, so Gold and Silver, those games were great because they included both Generation 1, Kanto region, and also now Johto, right? And that was great. The only reason that was doable was because of Iwata, because Game Freak not have a fucking clue how to program that shit.
Funny how it's the same thing in 2019.
Yep, and here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, right? He kept helping them. From that point forward, he kept helping with every single generation, which is why Pokemon was so consistent in the generation. I was so consistent with features and stuff was because he was overseeing it either as an executive producer or some involvement, right? Helping with the coding, setting up better data management and stuff, which is why the earlier Pokemon games have better data management. Then you look at fucking Pokemon when he got sick in 2012 and couldn't help out with X and Y when they started developing it. You see what happened is that the data management was a shit show. If you look at the files from X and Y all the way to Ultra Sun and Moon, and even into Let's Go and even in Sword and Shield, it's a fucking disaster. Sun and Moon, for crying out loud, literally had, and this you guys have probably heard, literally had a copy of Lily in every single instance and route. Because these fucking dum-dums did not know how to make a reference statement in the code. So these idiots did not know how to reference a file that's in their game. Bro, I've done fucking low-level programming because I studied it for 3 years. You just need to make a statement in the code that just calls upon the fucking file. It's like, if insert this thing is needed, then call on insert this fucking, file. Like, just call on it to be used. These guys did not know how to fucking do that. So what did they do? Oh, let's just put this character, this model, in every single fucking instance and every single route, so that we can call it from there, because we don't know how to do it from just a singular point. We need to do it from in every single route, or otherwise we can't do this because we have no clue what the fuck we're doing. This is literally what they did. That's the dumbest fucking logic I've ever heard. It's like,
I love how if you try to say this online, everybody's just like, oh, but you don't know how game development works, and you don't know how Game Freak does it.
Except I do. That's the thing.
It's literally the same shit you have to hear every time.
I study it right now. I'm doing game design.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I know people because I've talked to people who have knowledge with it, bro. I go to college with people who are studying game design. I know what the generic ideas are about it. I'm not too into it myself, obviously, because I don't study it, but I understand what they're doing. And it's just there's definitely things that they're doing wrong. And the thing is that these people just don't acknowledge it at all. They just defend it and they're like, no, you don't know how it works. It's different. It's come on, bro.
No, they're bad. They're bad at organizing data management and even coding to a lot of extents. They're also just bad at handling their fucking just managing.
I love
game development.
I love how the thing is this situation with the whole national dex thing is literally just like what happened with X and Y. The thing with X and Y was when you got X and Y, I think it came out in October. When you got that game on day one, you weren't able to transfer all your Pokemon. You couldn't get your Giratina from Platinum and bring it over right away. You had to wait till Pokemon Bank came out, and that had the update or the patch that included all the 3D models, because they didn't have all the 3D models ready for the game day one. So I love how even if we asked that same exact situation, because they've asked this in interviews, they're like, we understand you can't get all the Pokemon in HD day one in November, but could you do some type of patch later on? And they're still no, I don't think that's going to be possible. Because they're obviously...
Bro, listen, if fucking fans...
Oh, obviously they can do it. They're not doing it because they know that they can release a separate game later that has all of them for $60 more and make another $6 million more.
Exactly. But this is why. In the interview that Game Informer had with them, right? When the guy asked, hey, do you maybe consider to have a definitive installment, a third installment to the Sword and Shield games, you just see how Masuda looks at the people behind the camera. You see how his eyes look at them, and just looks back, and then they just give the answer, no comment.
No comment.
No comment. Yeah. Like, literally, because you know that's what these fucking dickheads are planning. They're planning to literally just give us this fucking game, then give us a Dominant Pro remake just to kind of warm us up, right? Just to kind of like, oh, they're going to like that. They're going to like that. Yeah, they're going to be happy about that. And then, once we're a little bit satisfied with, like, Dominant Pro, they're just going to be like, hey, bitches, slam! Here's Sword and Shield 2. Haha, take this, cunts. Just going to be like, oh, okay, well, why the fuck did you you just gave us Sword and Shield again? The only difference is minor story shit, and you just added all the Pokemon, which you could have done the first time around.
Nah, well then it's not gonna be Sun Shield 2. It's gonna be Shield. Great.
Bro, I'm just gonna keep it real. I hope that they just like. I just kind of want to leave Galar behind Ace, like get the mix in the move, like we did with Kalos. Where we didn't
I think they should just.
I'm ready to move,
and we never go back.
Bro. I've had these games for like it's been like a week or two. I'm already done. I'm already ready. I am bored.
I miss Alola. You know what? Can we just get fucking Pokemon Sun and Moon on the Switch instead?
Bro, I listen. I cannot believe that I actually enjoy these games less than fucking Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. And I don't even ever want to touch Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee ever again, bro. I was so bored of those games, I never wanted to touch them again. And like somehow I still enjoy that more than this. And I cannot believe that. In my mind, I'm having such a hard time. Like,
Let's Go has charm. I'll still stick by
it.
That's because it's just literally
that rival was dog. Like, that rival's trash though in Let's Go. That rival's the worst ever.
So, at least Let's Go has battle backgrounds for when you're indoors.
Oh, that shit, bro. Yo,
when you guys see all that stuff, like how when you like fish up a Pokemon at the dock, it instantly transports you into the wild area?
Bro, you're on the bridge, right? And it's like,
and you battle hop.
This battle's in the wild area. You're like, what?
I hate this, dude. Like
I saw that first and I was like, damn.
They're still trash. Like, this is what I hate too. Like, do y'all have to remember, like, Pokemon Coliseum XD, y'all remember those, right? There was a battle background everywhere. They actually put in the work. You would be battling in some obscure house and it would have a background in like Coliseum and XD. They don't do that with these games.
Yep.
Game Freak does not know how to do this.
Would you guys agree that the battle backgrounds look like flat PNG?
Yeah, they do.
Because
yeah, they're horrible.
I remember saying that to you when the games were first revealed, and you disagreed with me on that.
Oh, but here's the thing, though. I assumed we were basing it off of like the actual, the ones where there's a physical background, like an actual, the world backgrounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I didn't realize that the fucking half the shit was gonna be just like these empty voids, bro. Yeah. Like, I didn't realize that shit was gonna be like when you're inside of like the hotel, right? Where like the winners are and shit, right? And it's just like a white void, and you're like.
Yeah, like you should be like there should be the camera showing like this huge rooftop, right, with a chandelier and like highlighting the hotel, showing the guy with the voodoo in the background, like watching you. Like it should be a whole experience, but it's not. It's a white room. Are you kidding me? On an HD console. The tiles on the floor,
by the way. The tiles like it looks terrible.
It's soulless. Like none of it is. There was not a single battle background that even impressed me very much. Honestly, like not even the gyms were that impressive. I mean, they were great, but not.
No, but the thing with the gym thing that annoys me is that they all felt
the same.
Off. Like it was the first one where you're in a massive stadium. It's cool, but once you do that 8 times in a row, and
it's the same background every time, basically.
Type thing, and you literally all you do is you battle someone, you run out of the stadium, your Pokemon are magically healed, you run back in. You do that like 5 times in a row. It's so boring.
It is, and like. Like, I'm not even joking. If you load up like Coliseum or XD on a Dolphin emulator, it'll look way better. I'm not like the stadiums, like Phoenix Stadium with like the waterfalls in the background, absolutely massive.
You know what? Open up Pokemon Stadium on the Nintendo 64, and you probably get better shit than this. Cause fuck me.
September 20th.
Whoa. Remember that?
Oh, it's okay.
It's a bit. I don't know. It's just a bit embarrassing. That's what I think. I think it's just quite embarrassing. Yeah. They cut corners when like
By the way, the music is so bad in these games.
They're really apart, and I said this. The music, like the sound font, just sounds so fake.
It's horrible, and like, none of the what?
Yes, I was gonna say a lot of the battle tracks use this like weird synth.
It sounds like
bad. 11? Yeah. All of the music tracks use it, and it's so annoying. I hate the wild battle theme. I hate the trainer battle theme. I hate the Dynamax music. I hate the champion theme, by the way. I think the champion theme is absolute.
The champion theme is the worst. Like, it felt like a bootleg dollar store version of like the Sun and Moon one, where it was trying to like sound like the Pokemon theme.
It tried to copy and paste it, except it doesn't make sense. And
Yeah.
in Sun and Moon, it was
Sun and
your
Moon was
theme,
way better.
and it was the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, so remixing the main theme and it being your theme at the same time made sense. This one is meant to be Leon's theme, but it's a Hall of Fame remix, so it doesn't even fucking make sense.
Yeah, Leon is supposed to have his like own theme because this is a different thing. It's like,
Yeah, it's just
The soundtrack-
Oh my god, it
this
made me
is
so
what-
angry. I
this
love
is what
Pokemon.
makes me so mad because it's like Pokemon is notorious. Like no matter how bad things get, you're always gonna count on a good soundtrack. This
Yeah.
didn't even have a good soundtrack.
I don't think the soundtrack was bad. I just think it was really not that good.
I cannot even remember any of the themes anymore.
Yeah, it is kind of forgettable. And like Oleana's theme,
Marnie's theme was the best one. Marnie's
Marnie's
theme.
I don't even remember Marnie's.
Marnie's
or
theme is
whatever.
fire. Marnie's theme is
theme's
fire.
really good.
I
I
barely
like
remember
Beat's
it.
theme.
Beat's
I
theme
like
is
the
pretty
Gym
good,
Leader
too.
theme.
Yeah.
And I like the Pokemon like Elite Four equivalent music as well.
Oh yeah, the Battle League one or the
Yeah,
the
that
Pokemon.
one.
Yeah,
I like
that one was good. I like that.
I still hate the Toby Fox one. I think that one sounds like trash.
Yeah.
Toby Fox's theme was pretty all right. I mean, nothing
I think
crazy.
It was
I
good. I was waiting
It
for
was
it the
the
whole
South
game,
Park
and then I
one,
found
yeah.
out it was the Battle Tower.
the Battle Tower.
Yeah.
I heard it in the Battle Tower. It sounded pretty good, but it's like
I think the
it
instruments
needed
sound
to
really
be
cheap.
in a better sound quality. Like I feel
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
soundtrack itself
exactly.
isn't bad, but like it needs better
Yes.
instrumentation.
The composition was good. It needs better instruments. I agree. And the worst part is I'm watching the Pokemon anime right now, and that has amazing music. Like, it sounds real, authentic, and it remixes Sword and Shield music, and it sounds so good. And then you go to the games, and it's just trash. The trailers for Sword and Shield had better music than the game.
Oh yeah, they
How?
had lyrics. They had lyrics
That
in those
brand new
things.
world music, that's fire.
And it's not even in the game. It's not even in the
Yeah.
No,
game.
it wasn't even in the game. I was expecting that to be the title theme. No.
Oh my god, I love that music. I was like, holy shit, I hope this is in the bloody game.
They did that with Let's Go too. The first trailer for Let's Go or whatever that had like a vocals.
I like the Let's Go
Yeah.
music though. I think the Let's Go music's fire. I bought the soundtrack for that from Japan. No, like the Wild Battle theme gets remixed in the anime and it sounds so good. And then you hear it in the game, it's just. I'm sorry, when I hear it, that's what it sounds like.
I don't know. I think some of the themes were pretty good, but a lot of the other ones weren't as good as previous.
This
Um,
was the worst soundtrack by far for Pokemon. By far.
You know what? I think I agree. I think it is the weakest Pokemon soundtrack.
I'd
Like,
have
Sun
to.
and Moon had so many fire tracks.
The second,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
it's
They went from Sun and Moon to
it's between this and X and Y for me, but I'd have to listen to X and Y's again.
X and Y's at least.
No,
X and Y's
had
was at least
fantastic
atmospheric.
route
It was
themes and
yeah, like that
sound
route, that fall theme. Do.
Yeah, Route 15. Oh my
Yes.
god.
That was so atmospheric and beautiful. And
Yeah,
you
that's-
can like hate on the champion theme, but you remember that theme at least.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, guys. You know Toby Fox's theme that's in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally just a rehash of one of his themes that he made as a meme.
No,
I know.
no.
I
Oh,
know. I
no,
saw.
no. Literally, the first part of that is literally just a rehash.
And coincidence. And coincidence.
Yeah, he did do that.
Bro, there's no coincidence. You know he did that
I'm
as a
calling
fucking
coincidence.
intentionally. You
No,
know he did
I'm
that
calling-
intentionally.
It's
You
quite
know
a
he did that
generic-
intentionally,
it's
bro. As a fucking meme. You know he did that intentionally as a meme.
It's generic. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna.
No,
say
no, bro. Literally listen to the two
I
side by
have,
side.
I
They're
have.
identical.
They-
He did
no.
that intentionally because, bro, listen. The whole thing with that original theme from his Homestuck thing is that it's a fucking joke. It's meant to just be like a fucking meme, right? Like that was the whole point of the song, the original song. So he just literally sampled that first part and just put it into the fucking theme of this Pokemon song he made. It's literally just listen to the two and you'll see what I mean. They sound fucking identical. I just went to the comment section of the original and all I can see is people like, oh yes, I see. Hey, Pokemon, nice.
You know what theme did sound really trash? The one, the Etonators, like when Zacian and Zamazenta, you're all fighting at once.
No,
Like,
by the way, I have no fucking like quarrels about the audio because I barely fucking listen to the music.
Yeah.
So I have no
Well,
issues with that. Like
okay,
honestly,
well,
I don't give a fuck about it.
Trash. I hate it sounds so fake. I just. Blah. I do like the woods music, Slumbering Wield. I think that one was the best of the game. Probably.
still
I
can't
like
believe
the
how
I
bad
like the
soundtrack
the
is.
Eternatus theme that played when Zacian and Zamazenta help you.
I hate that one.
I don't
The
even
third
remember
one?
that. Like
I think it's sad. I think the instrument quality is terrible.
I
And
love
Aero,
that one.
you
literally cannot
said-
remember any music
You
from
said
these
some
games.
of the music sounded better than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. How?
Some of it is better. I think some of the battle themes. You can't tell me that every theme in Xenoblade 2 is better than this one.
Yes, I can.
No, I am not gonna let.
I would rather
no
listen
way.
to Tiger than anything in Sword and Shield.
No.
Guys, calm down. We all know Hello Kitty has the best fucking theme.
You know,
Okay?
it probably does.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
Shut the
can we
fuck
just
up
all
now.
agree
Listen.
that
we have a bigger problem here, guys, than music. Okay, the bigger problem.
No. Music is part of
listen.
the-
Listen. No. We
This is
do
part of the
the
soul of
fucking
series.
story.
No.
The
Yeah, that's
fucking-
true.
listen,
But the
let
music
me-
is just as important. I'm telling you.
I agree.
I need to bring something up.
Zach.
I need to bring something
Music
up.
is part of the soul of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of
Fair
the reasons
enough,
why
but,
these
like,
games feel
here's the thing,
soulless.
though.
I promise.
No, listen. You're right. The thing is just, I guess, because I personally didn't listen to the music, I don't have as much of an attachment like to carrying that much forward. But hear me out, though. Okay. Here's the thing, though, with the story in this game. I'm seeing people, and it just boggles my mind. Some of these people that are literally saying that this is the best story in a Pokemon game, because, and their reasonings are the dumbest things I've ever heard. People saying like, oh, this is the best rival we've ever had. Hop is unique. He's got a goal. He's got family. He's got this and that, and it's just like, I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, wait. I'm like, wait, what? Well, here's the thing. Every other rival has a goal. Every other rival has a family. Every other rival strives to be the very best, just like you are. That's literally the kind of thing with the rivals.
Y'all clearly,
All of them do that. I mean, here's the thing, right? I've seen people
The
saying like,
Unova rival's way better.
Hops
I agree.
actually got like character, and people are saying they like Blue. Fucking Blue's just a mean guy. Yeah, because he's a fucking bunch of
Blue's
pixels.
awesome. Like,
He's
Blue's
a
way
bunch of
better than the
pixels.
trash we get now.
Listen, he's fucking pixels. So, and somehow I still have more attachment to him than to fucking Hop. Hop to me didn't do anything. He didn't do anything unique. He just shows up once in a while, says, let's fucking battle, mentions that Leon is his fucking brother, talks about how Leon fucking doesn't know directions very well, and that's it. That's all he fucking does, and they're acting like this is some grandiose fucking discovery.
no.
It isn't. It
Yeah.
really fucking doesn't mean anything.
All the characters
Aero
are shallow.
Hop.
Like, they
Aero
give
likes Hop. I would just like to point that out.
the characters
Aero-
are given these like
loves Hop.
explicit like things like you. can
Hop is
tell
better
this
than
is-
How.
like,
Hop is
I'm
better than
Leon,
How,
I'm
in my
a valuable
opinion.
champion.
How
Yes.
is so much better.
How is
Oh my
no.
God.
I like Hop better than
How
How.
is
How is
How
better.
is
How is
How is
better.
annoying as
He
hell.
had
How
actual
is better.
growth.
He had
How
what?
is at least kind of funny. Like,
Well, How was-
this dude isn't even funny.
No,
Well, yeah,
had
he was
growth,
funny,
at least
but-
in Ultra Sun and Moon.
Listen,
In Ultra
Hop
Sun and
is
Moon,
the,
I guess.
is
but
the
I-
third worst. Okay, the second worst is probably the Let's Go, and then the first is I don't know, either the X and Y squad.
Oh,
is
the
one
first, the
or-
X and
or
Y
the
squad is
Let's
still
Go.
the worst. X and Y squad is still
Yeah,
the worst.
they're the
I
worst.
agree.
I would
But, like,
rather
But
have
Hop
them
is
over
like
nothing
the one,
special.
the
Hop
guy
is
with the
nothing
orange hair, and then the big fat guy. They're
I literally
terrible.
don't remember a word that those people said in X and Y.
Because I don't even
Right.
know their names. I don't remember their names. I just know the guy with the orange hair and the big fat guy.
Yeah.
Confusing Hop's name with How. I kept calling him How.
That was literally their own fault for having it start with H and also be 3
Yeah, no,
letters.
but not just that, bro. Not just that. They just look fucking similar and just act exactly the same.
Oh, I know they do. They
I
literally
know when
they
I
like-
got so much hate.
they use
I know.
How's animations for Hop anyway, and when people pointed that out, people got mad.
No. I feel like these games tried to be Sun and Moon, but they did it a lot worse. Like, in a lot of ways, like, the story felt very formulaic, and, like, it was a copy, kind of Sun and Moon's, but, like, way worse.
They were
It was
trying to
weird.
make it similar to that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like,
like-
where you
'cause,
have,
like,
this kind of little group. And
How is
blah,
supposed
blah,
to
blah.
be Hop, and then Gladian is supposed to be like Bede, and then Marnie's supposed to be like Lily, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because
And that's
Well,
what,
I mean, Lily is better than
you
any
can't
of these
compete where you
characters.
don't compare. The Sun and Moon squad was way better
agree.
than this trash.
I
The
agree.
professor was way better than Sonya. Has no personality. I mean, cute design, whatever. But Sonya's not
Oh my
like
God,
has
you know what I
nothing.
love?
There's nothing about her.
Era, those stupid like Hop moment memes on your fucking on the server.
oh, dude, one of my mods made those.
Yeah, Hop moment, Sonya moment.
oh,
They
man.
got so stupid. I love them so much. Oh my God.
It's
I will
this-
say, bro, like, I feel like people don't talk about this a lot, but Wally was actually really cool in Aura's. Like, I liked him in Aura.
I
Like,
agree.
in my opinion, he's one of the best now. Like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Wally's
because
pretty
he's
cool.
not the best,
because
but
he
he's
has a
one
level of character, though. He has a family that
exactly.
literally says like, "Hey, cunt, go on a journey, you little shit." And he's like this. He's just this innocent child that
I
just kind of
know.
like, "Hey, I want to be a trainer. Can you show me how to be a trainer?" And you're like, "Okay, cunt, come with me. I'll show you how to catch a
Actually,
Pokemon."
so, did you guys
Yeah.
see that they left the mouse credit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, I heard about that, bro.
What
What,
happened?
the fuck, yo?
I'm
Listen,
finding a
listen,
picture. I'm finding a
seeing
picture.
people, bro. I saw people
what
respond to that
happened?
shit, dude. Bro, I saw people respond to that shit saying like,
It was-
"Oh, it's not,
That is
it's just there for a few
so
seconds. Who
ghetto.
cares?" Right? They're like, the people are just like, "Oh, it's just there for a few seconds. Who cares?"
I saw people straight up defending
The
it.
fact that it's even there
That
just
is
proves that they
ghetto,
didn't
bro.
fucking even
Yeah,
check their
I
shit.
can't believe that shit. It's
oh my god.
Let me see if I can find the picture.
The pictures here. I said it in the Nintendo.
Oh,
The
okay,
credits and
because I will put it up
shit
on
were so
stream.
sold.
I'll put it
Like,
up on
how
stream.
do you go? How do you go? Remember, like when you beat Hoenn, bro, with that gorgeous theme song with the beautiful piano, you're riding into the sunset. You go from that beautiful experience to like this, just the most soulless credits in the world. I just
Oh, I know. Jesus Christ. The champion theme still pisses me off. Oh my god.
I hate this, bro.
It makes me so angry.
Like and we had the terrible characters like Unova was so much. They finally got the story right with Unova, and then
Oh,
they just said, you know what, we're done now. We're never gonna have a good story again. I can't.
Bro, but they listen. It's undeniable they rushed this shit. Like it's like I don't get these people that are defending every fucking little fuck up that these guys have made.
Oh, I
like,
just ignored them.
Fucking like listen, just accept the fact. Like enjoy the game. Nobody's telling you to not enjoy the game, but just accept the fact that pretty fucking evidently these games were rushed. These games were rushed and are not polished whatsoever. They just are not.
Exactly.
If shit like this comes through with a cursor shows up because they were not smart enough to fucking move it out of the way when recording the cutscene for crying out loud, you know for a fact then that clearly they were rushing this shit just to couldn't put it out to make that quick money during the winter release months, right? You know that's the case, right? And you know they're not gonna fix it because they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They've sold millions already. They're gonna keep selling millions, and they'll keep making money because
There.
people keep buying.
I put it up on
Pokemon
stream,
just
so if
because
you
it
guys
has
wanna
that
see.
name on it.
If you guys
But it's
didn't
the
see
same
it,
way.
there it is on stream. If you guys
Same
didn't see
way.
it, you can see the cursor
But
right
it's the
there.
same way people buy Apple products, right? People buy iPhones and just act like they're the fucking most amazing things in the world, except they're literally the same shit as every other phone. The only reason it's big is because the name. The name is just huge. iPhone, Apple, it's just a huge name. People will, bro, these fuckers literally sold a monitor stand for $1,000.
Yeah, I saw
I know.
that.
A
saw that. Holy
fucking monitor stand. A stand for a monitor for $1,000. For $1,000 fucking. Also,
I would draw by
they
them.
sold a Visa mount, bro. VSA mount, right? A Visa mount for the monitor for like $299 or $199 or some shit, bro, which is way too much to begin with. They sold that separately, and then the monitor itself was like $5.999, like basically $6,000 essentially, or $5,000. I can't remember the exact amount. I think it was $6,000 though, bro. Like, listen, if it's a professionally made, like high quality, like a professional grade monitor that's going to be used by professionals who need to make sure that every pixel's correct, right? Then fair enough. But they're selling these to fucking like just the public, right? And they're charging these ludicrous prices. And these retards in the fucking crowd, I'm sorry for using that word, but these idiots in the fucking crowd, they're just sitting there, just casually like, oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree, that's fucking amazing, dude. Oh. Like sheep, just flapping around. Be like, this is the most amazing, innovative thing in the world. Oh. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You just clapped to these fucking leeches, literally just telling you the price on a fucking monitor stand to be $1,000. $1,000 fucking dollars for a monitor stand. I bought my monitor stand for $30 and it works perfectly. And it's made by, shout out to Del Taco, they don't sponsor me, but shout out to you and your scuffed brand. I like you guys. But for real though, like I bought that shit for $30. These fuckers are selling a monitor stand, which you know for a fact that these Apple tryhards and hardcore fanboys will buy that shit and defend it. And it's just like, do these people not realize that these brands don't give a fuck about them? Do they not realize?
That's
Like,
what
do they
I'm
seriously
saying.
think-
That's what I'm.
Like, do
Here's
they
the
not
thing,
realize-
because here's the thing that I'm saying. Here's the thing. Here is the biggest.
Companies,
here-
they're conglomerates.
here's-
They're
here-
trying to
I know.
make money.
Here is the truest
they don't
thing.
have any
Here's the
soul at
truest
all.
facts thing that I will tell you right now is that Pokemon, they could easily spend at least $10 million more on their budget to make a game, have all the content that they would want, have it be good enough for the fans to be satisfied, for it to be an amazing game, and still make the shit long freaking profit margin that they already have by getting so many sales compared to any other company. But the fact is that they won't, because they care more about that 10 million and keeping that than actually making their fans happy. As a company, they don't care about you at all. I'm just telling you that right now. They
But
don't.
people don't realize that. People are so fucking daft. They don't realize that.
I
They
know.
don't realize
I
these
see that all the
guys do not
time.
care
They're
about
like,
you.
they love us so much. They're giving us the best game ever. Like, oh my god, bro.
They don't care at all.
Like that's what I'm saying. They could spend 10 million more, make an amazing game, and still make a shit ton of more money compared to any other franchise, but they won't.
And the problem is that they can they can spend like a few dollars, make a crap game, everyone will buy it. 10 million people buy it. They make the best game of all time. 10 million people are gonna buy it. It's gonna be like the same sales no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So,
at
like,
least if they make a good game, then they'll get our fucking they'll get our praise, and we'll actually. Listen. If they made a good fucking game, listen. If they made a good fucking game that I really enjoy, I'd buy that a few times over. I've done that with certain franchises that I like. For example, the Witcher franchise, right? I bought The Witcher 3 on both my PC and my console. Why? Because it's a good fucking game, and I think that the developers deserve the money. They made a fucking fantastic product. So guess what? I'll support it.
Dude, I do that too, bro. I
did that with Ori and the Blind Forest. Bought it on PC, bought it on Switch.
Dude, next year when Xenoblade Definitive Edition comes out, bro, I'm buying that game 3 times. Day 1. I'm buying one for me, I'm buying one for my brother, I'm buying one for my friend. I'm spending 180
Do you want to buy one
bucks.
for me as well? Buy 4.
Nah, yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. But the point
You don't
is,
wanna support it? Wow.
well, you're gonna buy it, so you're gonna support it anyway. I'm just saying,
I am gonna buy it.
I'm buying that game day 1. I'm saving. I'm not pre-ordering it because I'm waiting for the special edition. But
I'm
yeah.
very excited for that.
And that's why I'm shilling for Animal Crossing New Horizons, available March 20th.
I'm buying it.
That game,
I'm buying it too.
Fucking asshole.
I'm buying it.
Oh my god!
He
Imagine
just had to do it though, didn't he? He just had to fucking come in and like, just show Animal Crossing in our faces.
Imagine Animal Crossing's a disappointment though. How funny would that be?
Nah, the rain can bounce off the water, and there are paw prints on the villagers. It's already game of the year.
What is fucked up with that?
Game of the year. Water bouncing.
Zach, what are you gonna do if it's a disappointment?
Quit gaming forever.
Yo,
But let's be fair though. It's kind of hard for it to be that disappointing though, Ben, because honestly, bro,
Yeah.
it feels like anything Nintendo makes tends to be somewhat higher quality. I'm gonna be honest, right? Luigi's Mansion, I haven't been able to complete it yet, but honestly, the little I played of it was actually a lot of fun. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
right?
I do want to play that. Yeah.
Because it actually it's a game that actually has heart and love put into it by the developers because they know what people like and they put a fuck ton of content in it. I was like, damn, this is pretty fun, yo. This is not bad. I mean, I haven't been able to complete.
yo, I
it because
gotta give a
honestly-
quick shout out first to Matt M. He donated again, saying Google Stadia is the best example of crapware. That's a whole other
God.
story, bro. But yeah, Google Stadia is
yeah.
a big flop. Yeah.
Get it
Bro,
out of here. Get it out of here. That Google's taking.
Yeah, that's a whole other shit storm.
Google's
or
already
whatever.
such like a. Never mind.
Yeah.
We can't talk about it because we're on their platform. So I'm just. Never mind.
But for real though,
Google's
like
garbage.
Luigi's Mansion, bro, was like it felt like it had love and heart and put into it, right? And this is coming from somebody who didn't even play the previous games. You know what I mean? Like I didn't play the
it's
previous
a really
Luigi's
good
Mansion
game.
games.
I've heard. I haven't had the chance to play it, but I've heard it's really
fun,
good.
bro. Like it's just
It is
cute,
good.
it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's
The
got
animations
content
are
in it.
fun.
It's kind of hard controls for me to handle because I'm just not used to the controls that much. But it's a fun game, honestly. But then I play Sword and Shield, and it just like I don't know what it is about the game, but it just feels empty, man. It just feels like
does.
You know what's
Like,
funny? You know what's funny is that in an interview, they asked, like, Masuda said, like, a big statement where he's like, one of the biggest things that he sees is that people keep thinking that Pokemon is made by Nintendo when it's actually Game Freak. Like, he said that, like, as a
we
quote
can
one
tell
time.
with the ghetto
Yeah, and
stuff,
all the
yeah.
comments were like, yeah, we can
tell.
tell because Nintendo would have made a better game or, like, a more
Yeah,
polished product.
exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and I think that like the reason why these games feel so empty is like number one, you go into the cities, there's nothing to them. There's like I feel like even down to like the NPCs that you do see, they don't even talk much about the city. Like I feel like there's no lore to any of the cities, and so the cities don't feel like they're filled with any personality.
Yeah, the
You can see
NPCs,
stuff.
because I talked to all of them, they all have the simplest dialogue ever. They're just like, me and
Yeah.
my rookie D always love living here, or it's just dumb stuff like that. It's not anything that actually
exactly.
adds.
Or like, what's up, champion, or what's up, gym challenger? Like that's it. And they
yeah. Yep.
and like then
what
you
up,
have
nerd? It's Tanner from high school. I'm about to beat you in a Pokemon battle. I don't know, bro. Like, it's just... I don't know. I mean, I feel like we can continue shitting on the things in these games, but let's be honest, like, when it comes down to it, people are going to keep liking these things and buying them no matter what the fuck happens.
Oh, of
Like,
course.
you know people will keep buying these things. They'll keep supporting it. They'll keep fucking, like, jerking it off like it's the fucking greatest thing since sliced bread because that's just like people are, bro. Like, like, here's the thing, right? It's fine. Like, you can love the game. There is good shit in there,
Yeah.
clearly, because,
Yep.
you know, I wouldn't have enjoyed anything about it if I actually hated the game straight up. But I don't hate
Yeah.
them. I just feel like it's like what somebody in chat said. It's like one step forward, but like 2 steps back. If anything, here it's like 10 steps back. More
Yeah,
like,
100,000.
but it's like
I don't
it's
even
like
see any
they-
steps forward other than the wild area, and even then the
You know what I
wild
mean?
area.
But like it's like it was like a bunch of good IDs, but like poorly executed, right? Like the
there's some
wild
good
area was
quality
a
of
good
life stuff, I guess.
the max raids were a good ID. The gym battles, the way they were formatted, was a good ID. The buildings in the world was actually a good ID, but it's just executed fucking horribly. The wild area is just too small, honestly, man. It's just too small. They could have definitely made it larger and expanded it and had an extra wild area at the top of the map, which I thought was going to be a thing, but nope, that wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? They could have had so much more space and done so much more with it. The max raid battles, if we had all the Pokemon, guess what? They would be even more fun
Oh,
because
you
then
know what
you'd be
I found
searching
out?
for
You know what I
days.
found out that was so funny? You know how both versions have exclusive gym leaders? Like you get Bia in one game and you get Alistair in the other. So a lot of people, because there was this one guy in my Discord server, bro. He thought that he bought both games, but he thought like that the gym challenge mission was gonna be different in each version. It's the same mission. It's the same mission, but branded with the other type. Like you remember that like 6th gym where you had to like go through and like use little detectors and find all the trap floors that would like
Yeah,
make you
yeah,
fall down.
yeah.
It's the same in Sword as it is in Shield, except it's just branded from sand to ice. I promise you, it's the same
What?
thing. It's the same thing. And for the other one, where like in Sword, when you do the fighting one, you have to sit in that little car and rotate your joystick like a bunch of times to go down the little like slide or whatever. It's the same thing in Shield version. It's just Ghost branded. It's the same thing.
Oh my.
Because when I found that out, I was like, damn, they didn't even like actually make the missions different for each game. Because I was talking to my brother after that, and I was like, because we bought different games. I bought Shield, he bought Sword. So I was like, yo, how was Bia's mission? He was like, I just twisted it around and did this thing. I was like, wait, that was the same shit that I did. I'm like, they didn't even change that. It was crazy.
That's so lazy. Like you should have been going through like a haunted house for the ghost gym leader. Or
Yes,
something.
like you would have thought like Bia's would have had like a punching bag mission or something like fighting based, and then like Alistair's would be like going through like a little haunted house or something. But no, it's literally the same exact thing.
Oh my gosh, that's
You know,
so
the
late.
gym missions were trash. Especially the last one where it's just the last mission is.
And now compare that
gonna
to
keep it
now
real.
now compare
I
that to
don't-
Gen 5 and the differences. Remember having like that black city inside of black version, and then having that whole
Yes.
forest and the whole forest inside
Yeah.
of white version, bro? Like, oh my
Yes.
god, the differences that they did.
I'm just gonna be honest here. Like the gyms actually like listen. I mean,
The battles were fun. The gym battles, I liked them. They were hype. They were exciting. But
I
like,
just gotta keep it real. These were still some of the weakest gyms. Like I had more fun for the first like 5 gens. Like even like those were more entertaining. Like the classic gyms were better than this in my opinion. Honestly.
I think going through the gym, obviously, like in other games was more fun because there was like fun
Exactly.
little puzzles and stuff. But I like the gym battles. I will admit that in my opinion, I think that this game does gym battles the best. I love the whole stadium atmosphere and
I
everything.
say that
Yeah.
if it all
I
was
actually
the
liked it
exact
for the
same-
first few, but it got
Yeah.
old once you start doing it over
Yeah.
and over and over. It lost its charm, in my opinion. and
I
it was
guess
just
so.
boring.
I can understand that, but for me personally,
Yeah.
I think that environment was good because I feel like that's what it should be like. Because you watch it in the anime and you see Ash and like all these people sitting and watching in the stands, so it felt good because it felt like I was actually like doing something like an important
Yeah.
battle. Whereas like in old games, it was literally just some person standing, you beat them, and then you just move.
But
on.
what I liked about the old, like, there were so many unique environments that you would traverse through, right? Like with each of them. While with this, it's the same environment every time, kind of. Like once you finally make it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one thing I was gonna say too with the wild area that I feel like they could have done a lot better was like, where are the legendary Pokemon? I feel like
you can only catch 2 in the whole game.
yeah, there's
Dude,
like
there's not even a trio of
weird.
legendaries this time.
yeah.
Like you know how every game you have the lake trio inside of what do you call Sinnoh? You have
Kanto had that.
you have Cobalion, Virizion, and Terrakion. Then you have Entei, Raikou,
God.
Suicune. You don't have that in this game. I was like,
Red
I was.
Trio, best ever. You had
Yeah, we do
all
have
the
it. It's
Mesprit,
Charizard,
Uxie,
and Charizard.
Azelf.
Yeah, and like even Kanto had like Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno, and I was just like,
Yeah.
there's nothing here.
And here's the thing, like the wild area would have been like, imagine if the wild area, once you beat the game, there were new places, right? And you would have to solve these puzzles. Like you would be wandering the wild area, you'd see this like lair, there'd be like thunder striking, and it'd be like all crazy.
Now
And
that's
you'd have
one
to
thing. That's one thing that Gen 7 did because I remember like there was like those puzzles you had to solve to get to Tapu Koko after beating like at the
Gen
champion.
7 is underrated.
Gen 7 is it's better than people give it credit for. I feel like,
It
but
is.
like, but like when I look at this, it's like the wild area was made like to have the like you could have so many cool little sections that you would have to explore and solve puzzles to like get to this legendary Pokemon. You could have a sky section. there was so much potential, and it was just instead you just wandered around catching Pokemon, and yeah, weird.
You know what I noticed? There weren't even that many areas to surf in this game. Like usually there's a whole route in every game that like you have to do a lot of
Yeah.
surfing and stuff. There's nowhere to like surf. There's just no water anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of Kalos too. Which it kind of makes sense just because it's like.
I remember Kalos
know,
had that whole
more
route though. Like there was like that one route where you had to surf a lot because you had to get to the Amphora site, which was hidden in like a cave. I remember that route. But like
Yeah.
in this game, after I got surf, I was like, where do I go? Because like I wanted to explore like all the areas I couldn't. So I tried going back to the first town and I was like looking for anywhere there's water. And I just couldn't find any. I remember the only place I remember was when you go to Professor Magnolia's house or whatever. Like when you and Hop have that battle, there's like that little lake behind you. You could surf on that lake and there was an item. But that was it. There was nothing else that I was able to find.
That route, the icy.
There's that one route for like the ghetto town, and like that's it. I think, right?
Yeah.
That town
Also, I
actually
hate
had
how
potential.
Oh,
there's no-
Spike Mouth or whatever, brute. That town
Yeah.
had nothing in it. It was literally just 3 battles. You battle Piers, the gym leader, and that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah, and like the thing is though, y'all saw like they were like doing some like vaporwave aesthetic stuff. That could have been such a cool little like dystopian
No, I know.
town.
Yeah, it
but
could have.
they did nothing.
Also, there's no like bike music or surf music or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Quick shout out to Underdog Chris, who says, "Will there be sequels or a third game or none at all?" I think it's likely because of the way that they're doing this. I feel like it's possible.
But the thing is that they set up Sun and Moon for a really cool sequel, and they did nothing with it. So
Yeah, I
don't know.
think the way that they just set up this game, I think it's possible we could get like a Pokemon Bow or something. And you already know their marketing
Please
is gonna
no.
be. You already know their marketing is gonna be. Oh, did you miss having Garchomp inside of Sword and Shield? Now he's back.
Yeah.
You can buy the game and he's back. Like that's so sad that that's what their marketing is gonna be for those games.
Yep.
No. Oh, I don't. I never
Well,
want to see Galar again. I want to move on real quick. Like
You're not allowed. No, when the games get revealed, you're not allowed because they're not the final product. That's
like all
Yeah,
I'm
guys,
saying
that was the
is
biggest
that I
excuse
want
for
Game
that.
Freak.
That-
Like I want
that
Sinnoh.
Bro, my dude, I'm so fucking done.
What's
That
Bro,
bloody,
fuck.
by the way, that bloody demo I played,
God.
the demo I played of the water gym, that was the exact fucking same as the final game. Like the exact same. The only thing that was different was that the trainers were different. That's it.
And
Like,
Nessa sent out different Pokemon.
Yep.
All I'm saying, like, and this will not happen, but I just want like Game Freak to go on a hiatus. Like I want maybe some Diamond Pro remakes to drop, but after that, I need a hiatus from Game Freak for a while. I need them to like find their.
That's
soul
what I'm
again.
saying, bro. I'm not even mad if they take like a year or 2 off. I have no problem waiting. I could wait till
Yeah,
2026 if they promise the best Pokemon game we've ever played in our
Yeah,
lives.
please.
But the thing is, other people
I'm
can't.
sick of this.
Other people can't. As soon as they're done playing Sword and Shield, I promise you, next year you're gonna start seeing replies to every single Pokemon tweet. Go, show us Diamond and Pro remakes. Where's the next Pokemon game? They always
Hey,
do this
listen.
every year.
Like, I mean, they already got spammed with replies of the national decks. They did nothing about it, so maybe they can do the same.
I hope so. This is the one time I actually want
need
them
a
to do
hiatus.
nothing. They should take a
Yeah, I
break.
want them to
After
go.
all the
Go
stuff that's
away.
happened this year and seeing how like
Yeah.
everything is, they need to take a long break and reconsider what they're doing with this
Exactly.
game.
Like your core fans are mad at you. That's wrong. Like
yeah. But the thing is, they won't because they're
a
still seeing
mediocre-
all they see is the sales. They just see that it sold 6 million. It's the best-selling, fastest game in a week on the Switch. They just see that and they're like, well, it's still money for us. They don't care.
I
They
know.
don't care about the reviews, like how people actually feel about the games. They just care about the profit, and that's the sad reality. That's what it is now.
And the worst thing too, I hope this doesn't happen, but I feel like it will. They like can do the bare like all they have to do, like they can literally just bring back the national decks, and I feel like this whole like movement of people saying like how they want Pokemon to improve will just die out. Like they'll just be, oh, we have the national deck, even though there's so
it
much
would-
more that needs to be
Yeah,
improved
like
upon.
even if they bring back the national decks, I think it wouldn't really help all that much. The problem is why people are so pissed is that they said that they removed the national decks to make the games better, and we can clearly see that's not the case. You know what I mean? Here's the thing that I always say. Here's the thing I always say that people don't understand is that like let's say that there was a Pokemon Direct and like Masuda or like anyone made an announcement and they said, okay, so after you become champion of the Galar region, Leon is going to give you a special train ticket. And when you get on this train ticket, you can go back to the previous Kalos region, battle all the gym leaders, explore that whole region in its entirety. But to make that a possibility, we unfortunately had to sacrifice 500 Pokemon. If they said that, I wouldn't give a damn about the national decks, bro, because that's so much more content.
Same.
You know, if they said something like that, I would be like, okay, I can understand that they had to make a sacrifice in order to give us this more content. But they literally said they improved the game, game, and I played the game, and I can tell you now, there's nothing that I can see in that game that says yes, it was worth sacrificing 500 Pokemon for this.
Exactly.
Remember when everyone thought Kalos was going to be in the game?
Oh, I literally made this joke yesterday, dude. I made this joke when I was talking to fucking Sil Spectre, bro. I literally made the same joke. I was like, bro, like, look, like, I remember all the people literally trying to fucking argue, like, there's gonna be Kalos post game. Oh, you really thought so? Because I kept telling people.
You really
back
think
then, bro,
Game
I kept
Freak was
sa-
gonna do Kalos post
Bro, I
game?
literally kept telling people, like, people are like, dude, it's gonna be Kalos post game. I'm like, there's no way in hell that Game Freak, the company that cannot even put the Battle Frontier in fucking Hoenn remakes, that they will give you an extra region.
By the
Why
way,
would they do that? They don't have to because they know they don't have to, and they won't do it because they can just make a remake in 5 years off of X and Y and just make more Mula. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, by the way, they like. Did y'all? Oh, never mind. That's.
What happened?
I feel like in the Pokemon anime, like they're doing an episode, like one of the first episodes. They're going to the Hoenn Battle Frontier in it.
Really? Oh, I don't keep
Yeah,
up with the
like the
animation.
seventh episode they were saying?
he's buying
Yeah.
one of the Battlefront.
I don't keep
by
up with the
way,
anime, so I
actually-
don't know.
The anime
FML.
is super, super, super good. Like the new one is really good. It's like 1,000 times better than Sword and Shield. You should watch it. It even has better Sword and Shield music. It remixes. Really good, and the intro's super cool. The characters are really good. The animation looks amazing. It's a very, very good anime. I
Damn.
highly recommend it.
I have to say, but like with Pokemon, like I want them to go on a hiatus. I need a region, by the way, for the next region. Like we need some color because this region kind of lacked in that. Like it was very bland.
This
and
region is
kind of-
also lacking in, animation.
90% of the
graphics,
game.
Yeah.
shadows.
I'm ready. Like I need Game Freak to go away for a while and just make something that's actually pretty colorful. Post game.
Or if they want to
everything that you
have
want.
yearly releases like they always do, then at least hire more people or ask or branch out to another developer and
know.
ask
Give it to
for
the Zelda
help.
developers,
It's
please,
understandable that you cannot develop console games because you've been making handheld games for 20 years. We get it. But like at least even Zelda's team, when they were given the task of Breath of the Wild, Ainuma's team, he knew right away. He's like, yeah, Zelda's going to a place that we've never gone before. They asked Monolith Soft for help. They asked other people for help, and they came. There's a picture with the whole
Yeah, they
Zelda Breath
actually
of the
care
Wild
about the
team.
quality of
They
their
were like,
product.
yeah, they were like, Zelda's going to a place that we don't know much about because it's so open world and we don't have that much experience. So they literally asked people to help. The thing with Game Freak is they don't give a damn. They're just like, we can handle it. Nah, we're good. We can keep
No,
doing
y'all
this.
can't.
Like,
No, y'all can't.
that's the thing.
Mm.
Yeah. It's just like if they
Butchered the
branched
game,
out, if they
bro.
asked anyone, literally any other console developer to help, Monolith Soft, Platinum Games, Retro Studios, literally anyone, I guarantee you they wouldn't say no. Pokemon is the most popular franchise in the world. There's no way that they would say no to having a chance to work on the game. The fact is that they just don't want to because they know they would have to spend more money and that they could still do this and get away with it and still sell 6 million copies. That's the thing.
I hate it. Like, and I feel like these games, like, because there's already so many problems that, of course, these games already have with, like, there's no post game, which was so crap. Like,
Oh, I remember.
my God,
I remember they said in interviews that the post game they actually spent time. Remember
You know,
that?
me too.
Remember that? Remember
Yeah.
they said they remember like fans didn't like the post game, so they thought about it this time around. There's a whole little post game episode, so that made you excited in the summer when they were saying that because that's what they were saying.
Exactly.
That was what they were saying in defense to the national decks because that's what people were saying. That people were saying like, well, what's going to be added into the game? And I remember I could pull up the quote right now if I wanted to, but I remember Omori said, well, we actually have more post game content added into the game this time. There's going to be a lot more features, so fans will really get the idea when they understand the full scope of the game when they play it for themselves.
Yeah.
And then I
Nope.
played and I played the game
Wow.
and I played the game. I did the post game. So what is the post game? Doing 8 raid battles or whatever, and then catching
and
Zacian
you,
and
you fought
Zamazenta.
some guys with horrible hair. Like, that's it.
That's about it. Oh yeah,
Some bad
Swordward and Shieldbird are the worst characters I've ever seen in Pokemon. I'm just telling you that right now. Like literally the worst, literally the worst characters.
Hop.
No, they're worse than Hop. They come out of nowhere. Like literally, you're in a forest and they just run up. There's no lore, nothing given about them. They just come out of nowhere. Why? Like
Yeah.
they could have had a whole story where they could have had like something where like they were actually like I know they were talking about how they were connected to royalty, but they could have made a whole episode about that, like where they were talking about the whole royalty
When
and,
they-
and
And like
stuff.
Sword and Shield was like referencing like, man, like there were so many references and like kind of things that they were setting up that never went anywhere, which I don't like. Like there was like what was it? Like they first of all we were talking about these heroes that literally went nowhere, except like now I guess these are the descendants or whatever of it, and they're just annoying celebrities that hate everyone.
Exactly.
And
It
then,
was so
like,
weird.
they-
Yeah.
And like it was weird too. Like they started like they were in that tower. Like all of a sudden there was like stuff about like, okay, so like these corporations are controlling everything in the Galar region, right? And that never really went anywhere. Like that could have been so interesting, but they never went any deeper on any of it.
There's so much wasted potential. Like they could have done so much with Chairman Rose too. Like his whole
Oh, he
entire
was
story.
crap.
His whole entire story
His
could have been so good, but like they just like they dropped the
was
ball
so
on that so
mediocre.
hard at the very end.
I just can't believe the Rose Tower. That was a joke to me. It was so lazy as well because there's only one music track playing for the whole thing. Like in the battles, in the lift, it was just one music track, and then you get up to the top and there's no music. And oh, I hate the Rose Tower. Like that was meant to be the equivalent of like the Silphco. Like you should have been storming it and you should have been
Yeah.
like, fighting all these. But all you
Exactly,
do is
like with
go in a
Silphco, you
fucking
had to
elevator.
work. You had to work to get there. You had to solve puzzles, go through all this
Yeah,
crap.
dude, I
even in
remember
Let's Go,
that.
it took me quite a while to do it. Okay.
Oh wait, and since you brought that up, I was gonna mention that. You guys know how this game is so short, like compared to other Pokemon games. The biggest reasoning for that is that there's nothing in between going from one gym to the next gym. That's the thing. And like even in
Yeah.
every other Pokemon game, like once you get out of like the second gym inside of Sinnoh, you like after you beat Gardenia, you have that whole Team Galactic building inside of Eterna City that you have to go through and explore. Then you've got like inside of like you got the whole headquarters in that other city, Veilstone City or whatever. So you got like all that other stuff to do. Even in Kanto, you've got like going through Lavender Tower and exploring and going through all of that. Then you've got going through and exploring the Sylph building. There's nothing like that in Sword and Shield. As soon as you get out of one gym,
Yeah.
they just tell you the next gym is here. You go through one route, which is really small anyway, and then after you get through that one route, you get to the next city, and then there's nothing there but one house, a Pokemon Center, and a
That's
gym.
why I said that once you start doing the gyms, the game just doesn't. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah,
The beginning
I
was
just
cool because you're introduced to the town, the wild area, you go in the forest, you meet the legendaries, you actually go in battle with the legendaries. It's
You know what's
cool.
crazy is that we covered the leaks too. Like we knew like the whole Eternatus thing was gonna happen. So I was playing through this game and I was like, okay, I already know Eternatus stuff is gonna happen. When's it gonna happen? I get out of the third gym. Nope. Fourth gym. Nope. Fifth gym. Nope. I'm like, when is it gonna happen? And then like literally right before the champion battle, he's like, I'm gonna bring back the darkest day. I was like, that doesn't add up at all. Like,
By the way, I cannot believe that leak was everything. Like that shit. I
oh,
thought
that guy,
was, like,
dude, that guy, he had to have played the whole game. He
Yeah,
had
but
to.
I thought
because
that
because the
was just, like,
Eternatus thing
the-
doesn't happen until literally the very end, and he posted everything about that game
Yeah,
in May. That's
I
crazy.
I thought that was just going to be like the first 10 hours, or well, I guess it technically. I thought that was going to be like the first like 4 gyms. I didn't think that was all the game had. Like that was it.
Yeah,
was all
that was
I know, and I was
insane.
hoping there was gonna be some kind of evil somewhere. Like Team Yell was not an evil team; they were just annoying.
Oh, they were not an evil team. Yeah, they were not.
They were just like,
Team
okay, we're
Team
gonna
Yell
waste
freaking
your
joins
time.
you at the end. Marnie freaking goes to Team Yell and cheers for you at the end. Of the
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
like it's stupid. Like
I don't
there's no
understand.
Evil, like because that was one of the fun parts about Pokemon was that like you would like I didn't even think this would be a conversation. Like like we don't even have evil to defeat anymore.
I saw a meme.
You know what I thought was stupid? When Leon, he's with the chairman, and then Hop's like, oh my god, he's not been back for 3 hours. Let's storm the entire building. And I thought that was just stupid. Like, it felt ridiculous. It didn't feel like a story. No, but think about it. If am I even making sense here? Like, Leon is with the chairman, and then Hop just jumps to the conclusion that something bad is happening in that building for some reason.
Well, it's because he doesn't
And
show
then-
up or whatever.
Yeah, but then they like
Yeah.
intrude the whole building, battling these trainers and everything.
Yeah, that I didn't understand. I was like,
Nothing
"What's the
was
whole
even
point of
happening.
having to go through?"
Yeah.
And then you get there, and it's just Chairman Rose saying sometimes adults don't understand each other, and I was like, "What the hell was the whole point of
Yeah.
that?" Like,
with
Why did we
bloody
do that?
PNGs.
why did you have to make me go through all of those like stupid that one idiot who kept running and hiding and whatever, and I had to go through and catch him?
that was
Also,
so
stop.
annoying.
I think it's also embarrassing that you can't even go the big wheel in that
Oh
city.
yeah, the Ferris wheel.
But
You
you
can't go
can-
in that.
You can
In
bloody
Unova. Yeah, you can do it in Unova. I was like, what? Because you and Ann literally rode in that together, and he talked to you.
You can't
the
even
big
ride the
story
Ferris
movie.
wheel. I didn't even know that.
No,
I
it's in the background. It's in the background spinning, but you don't do anything.
What?
And the other thing, when I saw
I
the
thought you could
trailer,
always do
when I
that.
saw the trailer for these games at the very first, like in back in February, when we saw London and saw that big tower, I was thinking like, I can't wait to go in there, explore all the different layers and floors. You can't go in. You cannot go
That
in at
city
all.
was.
I was like,
dog, you know
damn.
what? Like, let's be
Oh
real.
my god. It's called Winden, and I was like, damn.
I know.
Damn.
No,
That
but you know,
I was
that-
actually. I was shockingly underwhelmed by that city. That was supposed to be the magnum opus of the game. That was supposed to be like you reach the big frontier, this big huge city to explore. It was the least impressive. Like no, like I'm just gonna keep it honest. Like Casalia City, a DS city, was 1,000 times more impressive than this. I
know
felt
how-
more wowed looking at a DS city than an
Yeah.
HD Switch city.
I agree.
I just don't understand.
That city's dog trash. Like that trailer, that the one with the brand new world music, like was showing like these big shots of the city as if it was huge. But then, like we said, you can't.
It
Even
was
go in any of the
actually
buildings.
so tiny. Like it had no scope. I literally got through it in like seconds. Like I got on my bike, I wrote, I was like, oh, that's it.
No, but it's so sad because they have the massive billboards and everything. It's like, oh shit, it looks huge.
Yeah, they market it as it like being amazing, and then when you get there,
Yeah, it was not. It was
you're
terrible.
you're just like, damn.
It was actual trash. Like,
It was the worst major city we've gotten. Like, honestly.
like even Lumio City was way better.
Yeah, it was. Like
Yeah.
Lumio's at least had some magic to it too. Like like when you were going through there with whatever that was called with the pictures you would take or whatever. That was cool.
And you could ride that go-goat, remember that?
Yeah. Like that city
Yeah.
had, and the Eiffel Tower had a purpose to it.
yeah.
Like,
and,
What
yeah,
does
the
Big
Eiffel
Ben
Tower,
do?
that was a
Nothing.
gym. Also,
Bro.
I hate how there's no fly animation.
That
Oh,
was
I knew
so
that. I knew
bad.
that. I knew
know.
there was someone in my Discord server who was like, "Dude, I can't wait to actually ride on Corviknight and control it over the region." I was like, "I promise you, that's not going to be the case."
No, but you don't even
I
get to
know.
see it. You don't even see.
I know it.
overnight.
Yeah, you don't. It's literally a little
Yeah.
flat. It's a little flapping animation with a
Right.
black
They
screen.
literally marketed it as there are now taxis, and it showed overnight, and then when you
Yeah,
actually do it,
you would think there would be a little animation where it shows you flying in the clouds, looking at the little cities, but nope, nothing.
Yeah, you know what? This city.
This is the worst part with us, like with talking about this, all the flaws with these games, right? Is that like, like we're not even holding these like to the standard, like, oh my gosh, I want the series to finally evolve. It's devolving with every entry.
Yeah,
It's getting
like, it's-
worse. Like
yeah.
we're just wanting at least like because at this point we should be wanting more on top of what the series has already gotten. No, like we're literally at this point so thirsty that we just want something that at least resembles the DS games and the
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance games that we
That is
enjoy.
why I want the Sinnoh remakes, because I just want something that feels like the old.
Yeah, and they're gonna drop the ball on
Oras
that.
did not feel like that, so
Yeah,
I'm
I'm worried because Oras they screwed it up, and I'm almost certain they're gonna screw up.
Yeah,
Okay,
and this is, and look how bad Sword and Shield is. Like they could screw it
Other
up.
than the Battle Frontier, what was wrong with Aura?
I just didn't like the whole aspect of like what they were doing with the Mega Evolutions and stuff in that game.
Yeah, and they also
I
the
like
colors
traditional,
were
like,
very-
and just how it worked. Like, I would play Emerald over Oras any day.
yeah, exactly.
Any
Sam.
day, because Emerald was so
Yeah.
sick. You had two evil teams and all of that, and it was just-
Yeah, exactly. You had
Yeah.
that amazing Rayquaza scene. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
But like, and also, I just feel like the atmosphere was all off because like they should have kept kind of the trumpets. I feel like they tried to like change some of the instrumentation, and then on top of that, the colors were just.
Look, I
It
got
was,
him.
it was the Hollow's colors, and Hoenn's supposed to be bright, like super bright and colorful.
Look,
And,
I got
yeah.
I got a meme here that someone showed me in my server. Look at this. I put it up on stream. Hold on, let me get the image, because when I saw this, I was like, damn, this is actually so true.
I actually like Oras.
Look at this. Villainous teams back then. Team Rocket exploits Pokemon for profit and power. Team Galactic rewrites all of existence. Plasma destroy all of Pokemon and human connections. Now we have Team Skull, fuck the police, and then yell, protect Marnie. That's so true though.
See what like the thing is like Team Skull, like they well, number one, they actually have personality. Team Yell didn't have any personality. Like they tried, but they didn't. Like Team Yell, I felt like they were trying to be like Team Skull, where they were kind of like a joke, right? But it didn't play off well because we already got that. We'd already seen that before. But the thing is that Team Skull was that like there was this whole greater purpose, right? There was the Lucamine, right? Like she had this crazy organization that we all thought was good, but they're evil, and there was this whole like thing behind it. With this, it's literally just like
as well.
yeah, and Guzma had like the best theme of all. Like, oh my, That was
I thought his
Dude,
character was good.
Guzma's theme was nice.
yeah,
good
and like,
Steve
oh my god,
Austin.
Team Skull's base was awesome. Like that was so cool. Like Team Skull's whole base where you were in this mansion, it was all paint and color.
Yeah,
Oh
Poor
my-
Town. They actually had an entire town.
Oh yeah, where they invaded
Yeah.
everything. I remember
Yes.
that.
Exactly. And that single town on a 3DS was way deeper than the town that Team Yell had. Team Yell, you bought.
It was
you
a
fought in, what, 3
hallway.
times?
It was a hallway.
It's a
You battled
hall- a
3
glorified
people,
hallway.
and then you battle Piers at the end. That was it. Nothing else.
Yeah. Ugh, these games.
I'm in
suck,
this
bro.
London town right now. This is the shittiest town in Pokemon history. This sucks.
It's legit terrible. I
It
didn't
sucks
even
for
feel
Ben
like
too. It sucks for Ben
exploring
because he lives in the UK and his region just
Yeah, I
got
know.
I know.
his region got represented in the worst way.
I
Whereas
know,
whereas
yeah.
I'm chilling here in New York with the good old Unova region, bro.
Yeah, fuck you.
You got-
We got
Bennett, you got that
we got
representation.
represented in the shittiest ways ever.
Uh,
Maybe that's why I hate these games so much.
Damn.
Or UK, y'all just keep.
Bullshit. And apparently, like Masuda went to the UK and he still this shit. Like how? Like what the hell?
I
This
don't
is how
get it.
you see the UK. Dang, that's kind of.
You can't
offensive,
even go
I'm saying.
inside like the Big Ben or the Ferris wheel. Like what?
Also, you know what was so annoying, like with that town with Nessa, how like she was at the lighthouse, like, oh my gosh, this lighthouse, what is it? You don't.
Oh, you
get it
can't
from?"
go in. You can't go in the
Yeah.
lighthouse, dude. And there's a
They
guy
might
at the
jump
top. There's a guy at the top in NPC, and you couldn't talk to him because you couldn't go in. And I remember that.
Yeah.
Why you
Like
kidding?
what?
You can't go in the
Like what was the point? Why are you hype? Why are you talking about that?
The
Well, I can't- I
lighthouse
can't go
in Nessa City or whatever, the lighthouse that you have to talk to before
Yeah.
you battle her. Like I was like, I can't wait to go in that lighthouse, but the door is just painted on there. You can't go in.
Man, I remember in Pokemon Heart Gold where you could actually go in the fucking lighthouse. Man.
Damn, Subarashi in the chat said I'm from the UK and I'm offended by Game Freak. That sucks. That's actually crazy.
Oh my god. Wait, no, but there's a door. You must be able to. It's
Ben's trying to do it right now. Ben's trying to do it right now.
Oh
No,
my
this-
god.
There's a barrier that just doesn't let you go up it.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is this? This is terrible. Oh my god. But it's even on the map.
I
The
know.
lighthouse is on the map.
I don't get it.
What kind of This is the worst game on the Switch. This is terrible.
I love all the people who are like, this is game of the year, guys. I've seen it so
Wow,
many
that
times,
was the
bro.
fucking nastiest laugh I've ever heard. Bro.
Brother, eat my own shit.
done.
They're
Oh.
calling
No, that
it
was
game of
bro.
the
What the
year.
fuck was that? Like, jeez. But yo, quick thing. I just want to like insert because I was AFK there for a minute. Just
all
quick
good.
thing because I came in when you guys were talking about Team Yell and shit, bro. This Team Yell, literally, I don't remember anything about them.
There was not even
shit.
an iconic person of Team Yell. Like
No,
Piers.
no,
Yeah,
there
they
really
all look the
wasn't.
same.
Bro,
Pe-
like every other team, you can like kind of remember kind of
'Cause-
like a general idea of them, right?
And
like
the thing
Team
is-
Rocket, Team Rocket was about profits, right?
Yeah.
In both Gen 1 and Gen 2. In Gen 3, Team Magma and Team Aqua were about basically like destroying the foundations of the world by using either one legendary, right? And they were like it was a rivalry between two teams, one that wanted the world covered in water, while the other one wanted the world covered in land, basically. Kind of weird
Yep.
motivations, but at least like they're evil, right? They're stupid.
Yeah,
Okay. Generation 4,
yeah. Team Galactic.
Team Galactic. What was their thing again? It's like they wanted to like I guess like they
he
they just
wanted to create a new univerce.
essentially. Generation 5, just the disconnect the connection between Pokemon
masterpiece,
and humans,
masterpiece.
right?
Yeah, liberation,
Masterpiece.
liberation,
That
and all
story-
that.
Oh
Yeah,
my god. and
ever
N.
since then though, it's just gotten bad. But like here's the thing though, Team Skull though, the thing with them is even them you can put into kind of a nice spot because you can say like, hey, they were just general thugs. They just wanted to, yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
like
the
that-
image. Fuck the police, right? That was their thing though, right?
Yeah.
That kind of was their thing, which is a kind
And
of
it was still
they were basically gangsters, right? They were
Yeah.
outcasts, right? They were
And it was
outcasts,
still-
and they just wanted to like just fuck up the system, basically, right? A little bit
And
like
they still have the
anarchy.
Aether Foundation. to
Exactly,
balance.
and the thing is that like there was that foundation that still gave us that big over the top evil that we wanted. Like Sun and Moon satisfied.
Here's the
us with
thing
that.
is that every single like evil team, you've got multiple people that you can associate with it. Like you've got like Giovanni with like Team Rocket, even like Team Galactic. I remember the commanders. I remember like Saturn and Jupiter and Mars and all of them. I remember with like Team Plasma. I remember the Shadow Triad or whatever, the trio with like the Shadow people inside of Team Plasma. They would appear out of nowhere. I remember those. I remember Getsis. I remember N. And then even with like the other ones, like I just remember like the admins and stuff. Team Yell has no one. Like they have Piers.
Like, I guess
but
Piers, right?
Pier,
Yeah.
but is he even like the leader of them? Like I don't understand, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like he was just trying to
Like-
help his sister, or whatever. But like,
Yeah, he's just Marnie's brother. That's all.
yeah.
I still can't believe you can't go in this fucking lighthouse. What in the hell? There's no one on top of the lighthouse. Why can't I go on top of the lighthouse?
Yeah, you see the NPC at the top. That's what made me pissed off. I'm like, how did he get up there, but I can't?
What kind of bullshit is it? You know what? Fuck this game. Fuck this game.
Yo,
It's not
yo,
good.
I literally.
No, but for real though, bro, the more you think about it, the more you kind of start to realize how stupid a lot of shit is.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Yeah,
Like, I don't know
Tony in
about
the
you
chat
guys,
said
but I feel
Chorus. Chorus, I remember Chorus. He had a sick theme.
Oh
I
my
gotta
God.
bring. Okay, I gotta ask y'all something. Okay, is it just me, or like, as time goes on with every day, the games just get worse in my mind.
The
Yeah,
games,
same here.
the games get worse when we talk about them together like this, and we keep bringing up more and more things that you don't consider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you sit down
Like,
alone, you're like, okay, I know the flaws. But when we talk together, we actually see like Ruffle brings up a point that I didn't think about. I'm like, oh yeah, he's right. Then Ben brings up something, and you bring up something. I'm like, damn, there's actually a lot of shit wrong. Like you don't think about that.
Yeah, because at first you were, yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe you're going that. You can't. And you know, like the turf field town, you can't even go like on the like behind it or anything. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God, these things.
Meanwhile, on Black Friday 2 days ago, I bought Fire Emblem Three Houses. Looking forward to that. Playing that. I think that is going to be the game I'm going to be
You
playing
should've
now.
you should've
Bro,
got-
I'm gonna be a rotting skeleton until Animal Crossing comes out.
Oh, you already know there's gonna be nothing. There's gonna be nothing until Animal Crossing next year.
No, yeah, I'm in pain. Like, I'm so bored. It's winter. It's like raining all the time. I can't
Oh my
like.
God! Imagine
I have
having
nothing to
only
do.
one.
I'm dying.
Imagine
Like, all
having only one console and still not being able to make games. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
What the
that's-
hell?
I'm done. Nintendo sucks, bro.
I mean, I got Fire Emblem. I got Fire Emblem. I heard good things about it. People are saying this game's really good, and apparently there's a lot of content in it because one house takes like 80 hours apparently. So there's a lot of shit to do in this game. So this is what I'm gonna be playing now until Animal Crossing comes out, probably.
I'm gonna go insane. Like, I need Animal Crossing right now. I'm
'Cause-
so bored.
Because
Oh my
Astral
God.
Chain, I was hyped for that. That came and went. I already played it, beat it. There's nothing
Came
else.
and went. Worst game ever.
But then after Animal Crossing, we got some stuff. So hopefully next year we get like a lot of good games to the point where even Pokemon, if they just come out, it doesn't matter. Like next year, hopefully
Yeah,
we
'cause
get
the thing
like
is-
next year we're getting Animal Crossing, we're getting Xenoblade. Hopefully we get like Breath of the Wild 2, Odyssey 2, something like that. I don't know.
Lots of leaks about like Metroid. And
I
some
don't
other
want
stuff.
Odyssey 2.
Oh, Metroid Prime trilogy, please, something like that.
I heard
Yeah.
a rumor of a Super Metroid remake or something.
I don't want that. Give me a Metroid Prime trilogy. Is that so hard?
We sleep on 2D games.
You know what?
Oh, guys, quick question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unrelated to Pokemon and all this shit, because I just want to quickly ask. But would you guys prioritize more RAM or just faster RAM for a PC?
What do you mean?
Well, like if I'm
Oh, like
buying,
this, like the speed
know,
compared to
RAM.
the gigabytes.
Yeah, basically, like the speed is usually like for the usual one is about 2,666 MHz.
Yeah, that's the one I have. Yeah, that's how much I
Yeah,
have.
but is it better to prioritize basically getting just faster of that, or more of the less fast one? So basically, like 32 gigabytes of 2,666, or 16 gigabytes, which is less gigs but faster at 3,200 megahertz. So
You
like,
want
what's better?
more gigabytes if you're gonna use more programs together, like more things open.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what I do. So that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
but if you
what-
have
that's
just a
the
few
hard
programs
one.
open, but you want them to run faster, then you want to get the one that's faster speed.
Yeah.
but that's so hard. How the fuck would I make a good choice there?
Here's the thing. Like if you have let's say when you're editing, you just have Premiere Pro open and Photoshop maybe and just the internet or something, then you would probably want to prioritize the speed because you just have a few things open. But if you have like a whole bunch of shit open like XSplit or OBS and then internet and then a whole bunch of other stuff, then you want to prioritize gigabytes. It depends. I don't know how you use your computer, so I can't really help you out there.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. I usually have like Photoshop, like Premiere.
I usually have like
OBS.
2 or 3 things open, so I prioritize the speed. But like if you have like a shit ton of programs open on your computer, like if you do the Control Alt Delete and you have a whole list of things, then you'd want to get more gigabytes.
Ooh, another thing. Would you prioritize a better graphics card or a better CPU?
It depends what you want to use. Are you using it for streaming or like gaming?
CPU, because then if you
Here's the thing, right? So it's gonna be for basically an all-arounder, right? Both streaming, gaming, and rendering / editing and that sort of stuff. You know.
Oh yeah, then CPU probably.
CPU, think about it. If you get a better graphics card, that's going to be bottlenecked by the CPU.
Is the i9 9900K good?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, I heard it's good.
Should that
Yeah.
suffice with the GeForce RTX 2070 Super Dual Evo?
If your cooling is good, yes.
Yeah, fine. No, absolutely. Yeah, you're good.
Well, the cooling is a Master Liquid it's like Master Liquid ML120L.
Yeah, you should be fine then.
I don't know, like it's a liquid cooler though. It seems like.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Which is pumping. I think it pumps like it's got an RPM speed at 650 to 2000. So it's not like it's usually the best ones are 2400 as far as I know. It's like the speed, but like I think this one should suffice. I would assume. I don't think I need to go any further than that. I think that should be good enough. But like, so the problem is the RAM. Honestly, for me, it's like, do I go for 3200 megahertz like 16 gigs or 32 gigabytes? But whatchamacallit? But like the lesser amount, because I don't know. Because I mean, I'd honestly just take
32.
Because the thing is, I'd just go all out and just go ape shit and just buy the like 3200 megahertz, 32 gigs, right? Which is basically fastest speed and also the largest amount, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's a lot of money.
The largest amount is 64 gigs, but my point is, I go for like the larger amount and the largest speed. But then the problem is, I can't really deduct it from taxes. For some reason, once you go over like $2,200 here, when you buy a singular product, basically they count it as like I don't know, they basically like fuck you over, and they're just like, fuck you, cunt, you can't get none of this, and it's just like, oh, but they wanted it.
Can't you buy them like separately, like as different orders?
Well, I could, but the problem is I can't be bothered building this shit.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm just picking out the parts, and they'll just build the shit for me and send it. I could build it on my own, but the problem is I'm too daft as fuck sometimes. I'm worried that I'll fuck something up along the way. Even though I've built PCs before, I just feel like I'll fuck up.
Yeah,
So
I know what you
I
mean,
just don't
yeah.
want to take the risk, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember having to like switch out it's like a few times, like graphics cards and shit. So I don't know. I'm just a little bit torn, is all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's the best choice here, but I'm just kind of scared. Me so scared.
Yep. All right. Do we have anything else to add for Sword and Shield, or can we move on to like the last?
Do we just want to shit on it more? I guess.
I mean, I feel like we've covered every aspect, but unless
We've
you have,
covered pretty much everything, bro. There's really not much else.
unless you have something. Oh, I can say one thing: the lack of voice acting was very evident in this game. Like,
the fact that they have their mouths moving.
Yeah, because like
stuff,
on the 3DS even, and on the DS, it's understandable because they're pixelated, they're little small sprites. But this time around, they're like fully 3D modeled. They got their mouths moving, and you don't. Especially that scene with Piers singing, bro, and you don't hear anything. I was like, excuse me, like you literally, he's just mouthing like a song, and you don't hear anything, and it felt
That
so
was
weird.
horrible.
It felt so awkward. I felt so awkward, like looking at that. I was like, "What?" The
I have
fuck?
to say, like at first, like I was like kind of or like with voice acting, I was like, no, I can't be. It's not that important. But after seeing these games, it is important. Like the world felt lifeless without them talking. It felt weird.
The thing is,
Like,
they don't even have to do like they could have done the Breath of the Wild thing too, where like when they're talking, like they just have little noises, but like in actual cutscenes, they have fully voice acted like things. They don't have to make it like Xenoblade where everything is voice acted, but like like NPCs that you talk to could just have text bubbles, but like have Hop and like Leon and Chairman Rose, like all the important characters, have them have voices. You don't have to have little. You don't have to have little Timmy inside of the city have voice acting, but like have at least the important characters.
Exactly, like with Chairman Rose at the beginning, like where he was talking to you in the stadium on the TV. That should have been him talking. That was weird with text. Like it was this big thing, this big event. It felt like he should have been talking. It should have sounded like he was talking to a mic, and it was all crazy. But no, and like you said with Piers, like he should have been like, he should have been talking. Like
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? In Black and White 2, when you went to Roxy's gym, she was singing. She was singing on the DS because I remember she was like P-O-K Pokemon. I remember that she sang, and Piers doesn't sing in a 2019 game. I was like, excuse me, how is that even possible? Like, I don't understand, bro. I just don't get it.
I can't believe it. Like technology's getting better, but the games are getting worse.
Yeah, that's so true. Like they have more potential now to do anything with a powerful system like this, and it just gets worse. Like how? I don't understand. I don't get it. Someone said talk about the online. I'm missing the GTS. That's also another thing. There's no GTS in this game, which every time I bring this
Online
up,
system is
every
garbage.
time I bring this up, people are like, "Oh, but you already know the GTS is trash anyway." It's always just like, "Here's a level 5 Rookie D, but I want a level 99 Zamazenta." The thing is, that's not every single trade, bro. Like, there's other trades that I legitimately used to do to complete my Pokédex. I remember like that's how I always got all of my regional version exclusive ones. Like in this game, for example, I'd put up a Ponyta and ask for a Farfetch'd because those are version exclusives. That's how I did that, and people would be willing to trade because they're actually fair trades. Not every single trade was asking for Eternatus and putting a Rookie D. That's what I don't understand, because these defenders will always just say the dumbest thing, and they always say the same thing. We don't care about
I know.
GTS. It never mattered. You always had the dumb like offers anyway, and it's just like there were good offers too. Like, how can you just not see that like it's still a thing that's missing from these games?
Bro, I'm getting tired of like these defenders now. Like, because the thing is, like, I was getting tired as well with like the national dexers. Some of them were just
Well,
going
yeah,
bananas
like
and
there's
making
definitely a
these
group
annoying
of
grabs.
there's definitely a group of toxic people that like take it
Yeah,
too
yeah,
far,
yeah.
and but like
But-
I'm saying like the people that are like just legitimately voicing their concerns and who get like
Yeah, and
bombarded
that's what
with
I'm
like
tired of is like, because there's legitimate criticism with these games, and like these people just yell and like get so mad, like stop, like no,
Exactly.
this is, and they'll apologize for the worst stuff. It's annoying. Like, just it's at least like you can still love the games and criticize them. It's ridiculous.
Yep. We're just saying this because we want to see Pokemon be better. We're not saying this because we wake up every day and go, yes, how can we trash Sword and Shield today? Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Like, we actually care about this series. We've played it like our whole lives, and seeing it go downhill sucks.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I've got a lot of friends, like, in real life that have stopped playing Pokemon, like, after, like, the DS. And, like, they see the new games and they see people and they're just like, yeah, it doesn't seem like anything worth coming back to. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember like back when you were in like elementary school or like middle school, like for me that Pokemon was the wave back then. Everybody had it on their DS. People were playing that on the bus. Like that was like the wave. Like I remember everybody had Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, bringing their Pokewalkers to gym class, running around to level up Pokemon and stuff. But like as soon as like I would say like around the 3DS era, because that's like a lot of my IRL friends, like I'd say they stopped playing after X and Y. They didn't get Omega Ruby.
Yeah.
They didn't get a Switch or anything after. And like they've seen it because like I still play Pokemon, so we always come over, we always hang out at my place, and they're always like, "So is that the new Pokemon game?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can do this and it," and they're all just like, "Yeah, but it's still kind of the same." Like Pokemon hasn't still innovated to the point where other series look so drastically different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pokemon is still more of the same. It's just, and I guess
Like when you look at
they think like if it's not broken, don't fix it. But the thing is, like they need to do
it is
something.
broken now.
Yeah,
The
they,
problem is it is
breaking
broken,
things for
though.
no
That's the
reason.
problem. It is broken at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
It genuinely is broken. There is no like, there's no, you can't even use the argument of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because that's what Pokemon was before. Now it is broken.
Exactly.
Now there are missing Pokemon. Now the actual lack of like decent looking graphics and shit is popping up. The lack of content is evident. Like clearly it's a bit of a different situation now. But I haven't been saying anything. I've been trying to still like just stay positive, but the more we keep talking about it now, and the more I keep thinking about it, the more I look at the games, and like just the more I just consider all of it, the more I just realize, man, this shit just pisses me off, yo. Like it just angers me. The more I look at it, the angrier I get. The more I fucking take it, just the more I think about it, the more frustrated I'm getting, because it just becomes more and more clear to me like how little they gave a shit.
It's true though. You guys know the Smash player Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put up a tweet about his because he played Pokemon Sword and Shield all the way, and he put up a tweet saying like he did not like the games, bro. He was going off on Twitter, and the thing is, people were getting so mad at him. They were like, "Stick to Smash Zero. Don't talk about Pokemon." It's like it was so funny. Like I'm gonna put his tweet up, his thread.
Yeah, please. I want to see.
On the stream right now. I can link it to you if you want. There's way more. He said, played Pokemon Sword and Shield for 15 hours yesterday. Here's my honest take. Animations are lazy for a lot of stuff. Game is easy as hell. I had a Gyarados with leftovers before the first gym. EXP share forest is bad. Toggle it. Music is okay. Music is good. FPS drops a lot. Graphics are okay. Very short. To give you an idea of how short, I think that one of the streamers who took the most time with the game caught around 200 Pokemon and fought all the trainers and took a lot of the look around most of the stores, took him almost to the 7th gym, and the game is just short. And I'm almost at the 7th gym. I personally have fun, but they dropped the ball in my opinion. In my opinion, it feels like, because I love RPGs and it's Pokemon, it just feels low, frankly. low quality, frankly. Character dialogue is horrendous. Most characters either have no personality or are just annoying. Hop is so damn annoying, for example. Team Yellow is the worst evil team in the series, too.
Could you link, guys? I really want to read this, actually.
Yeah, and the thing is, he also called out IGN, like, in a tweet, because IGN gave it a 9.3, and then he, like, called them out on it. He's like, so why did you give this a 9.3 IGN or whatever? Like, he called them out, and, like, people were, like, getting mad because,
You gotta love it. Like, they're defending IGN now, but when they gave it, like, when they said too much water, y'all were clowning them. Y'all were in their mentions like crazy, so...
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Like, IGN is just a whole, like, other story, but yeah. Let me see if I can find his tweet. There's 2 of them. But, yeah, he was going off on everything. And I remember people were getting so mad at him. I was just looking through the comments. I wasn't even trying to, like, say anything. I didn't want to get involved. I was just looking through the comments, and people were just getting really mad. But yeah, I'll send it to you in the Nintendo Night chat. I linked the first.
These games really.
And then I'll link the second
games...
one where he calls out IGN. I'll link that one too.
Bro, these games really are short though. Like it took me I talked to every person, battled every trainer, caught lots of Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying.
I explored the wild area and everything. It took me like 20, 25 hours to beat. Like what? Like I remember saying. X and Y took me like more than that, and X and Y was like.
And the reasoning for that is because there was stuff to do in between. Like once you get out of one gym, there was always something to do with like Team Rocket, Team Galactic, whatever the game may be. There's always a lot of other stuff before you get to the next gym. Whereas in this game, it's literally gym after gym after gym after gym. Nothing happens in between. Maybe a hop battle, and you explore one route. That's about it. That's literally it. Nothing else.
And the routes,
the routes are
the
so
worst
short.
routes by far in the series. I was shocked. There was nothing to any of them. Like there was not a single one that had any personality. It actually sucked because, like, if you were like anyone who's played the originals knows, the routes used to be so good. Like they used to be so unique and gorgeous and like.
The music used to be iconic too for a lot of the routes, bro. Like the Hoenn routes, the Sinnoh routes. The music is so iconic for them.
So good.
I don't remember I don't remember the name, but I remember like the Route 20 something, that one that everybody loves. I don't know.
Which one?
The Route I think in Sinnoh, like the Route 20 something.
Yeah, the one that sounds like and then Green Day, like it sounded like Green Day like copied them. Which is funny.
I think so, but yeah.
Like and because Green Day made a song after that.
Responses though, bro.
Yeah, do you see them?
Fucking responses, bro. Oh my
Dude,
God,
I'm telling you. Did you see the second tweet?
Dick riding Game Freak so hard. Like,
did you see
here's the thing, right? Listen. You know what makes me so kind of frustrated with this? Like, it's one thing if Zero, before these games came out, if Zero was like lampooning them, attacking them, making videos like complaining about the graphics and stuff, but he didn't, right? He's literally impartial as fuck in this situation, right? Somebody just coming in that doesn't have any sort of like thing to gain from attacking these games, like other
he's literally the most neutral person. He focuses on Smash.
There's no way you can argue that he's just a hater of Pokemon. You can't do any of that, right? He literally just gives his honest opinion, and I honestly feel exactly the same way. And he literally says down here, like at the bottom, his last tweet here says, "In my opinion, it feels like I only like this because I love RPGs and it's Pokemon. It just feels low quality, frankly." Yep. And that's the same thing for me. It's like the only reason I kind of did enjoy some aspects of the game is
because you're a Pokemon fan.
Yeah. I'm a Pokemon fan, so I'm gonna enjoy it kind of no matter what. But like the thing is, everything he said is exactly what I feel. The game is just lazy. It just is. It's easy. It's lazy. It just isn't anything special. It just is not anything special. So like, and he's literally, you can't argue like, Tempo, Tempo. I was gonna say Tempo Storm Zero. Like Zero hates it. Zero just hates Pokemon. He just wants Pokemon to fail because blah 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 blah. You can't even do that because the man literally has nothing to gain.
Dude, I remember
complaining about it.
I remember
he doesn't make videos. He doesn't make a bunch of videos about it or anything like that. He's not like somebody who sits and just like produces a bunch of like stuff that he puts out where he he's trying to make a fucking a bunch of views on his shit. Like he's not even doing that. You know what I mean? He doesn't even do that. So you can't even argue that point.
The crazy thing is people were like saying the dumbest thing in his comment, because one of the things that I read was that Zero was just salty because Pokemon outsold Smash or whatever at launch or something like that.
Why the fuck would he care?
I'm just like,
why the fuck would he care? Are people this fucking stupid?
Like they say anything, bro. Did you see the second tweet though with IGN? Do you see that one, Ruffle?
I'm about to read that right now.
Yeah, read that one. Read that one. That has way more stuff in it.
Also, if we're being real, it's kind of disgraceful that this was able to surpass Smash. I mean, if we're being honest.
Well, here's the thing. There is no
I mean, it's
way.
Pokemon, but,
no,
like,
no. It's not
really.
even because it's Pokemon. There is no way that it would surpass Smash. The only reason it does is because Pokemon sells them as 2 games, 2 copies, and there's a bunch of
Exactly.
people who buy both for God knows whatever reason. I never have bought 2 versions of the same game in my
Same.
life because I never see the point. And I have a brother,
It's a
so my brother
waste.
buys one
Oh,
game, I
waste.
buy one, and we trade each other the exclusives. I never had a point to buy both.
Period.
I understand Ruffle because he has like one for personal and then one for like content creation, so I get it. But like most people, I don't understand why you need to have both versions. And so there's people that buy 2 games essentially, so that counts as 2 units. That's the only reason why Pokemon outsells Smash. There's no other reason why. If Pokemon was just one game called Sword and Shield, I guarantee you Smash would have outsold. There's no reason why. It's just because people buy 2, so it counts as 2 units instead of 1. That's like literally the only reason why it outsells. But yeah, it's crazy. I think we covered everything here though, right?
Oh my god, I love how he called them out, bro.
I know.
Literally included the bottom thing where it says if you buy something through this post, IGN may get a share of the
Yes,
sales.
yep, that's why they gave it a 9.3, bro. Because people click
Yeah,
on their
because-
stuff.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Literally just pulled a fucking quickie on him, didn't he?
Yep.
Jeez, that's in insane destruction. But for real though, people try like these idiots trying to argue that he's pissed off about like. Do they not realize that he doesn't give a fuck, and most people just do not give a shit like about sales and anything doing better than anything else? Like
Yeah.
I don't think Zero. He makes enough money from just general stuff, like just being like a professional fucking Smash player, and just from the tournaments he used to win, and plus just being popular in general. He makes enough money from streaming and making videos. I don't think he gives a fuck about Smash not selling as well. It's still the like fucking.
Obviously he
popular.
doesn't,
I don't think the people need to realize, right, that most people who make videos and content and stuff just don't give that many shits about like these things that people think like are that important. Like I don't think any actual content creator, besides maybe some that are insane, would actually sit and genuinely give a fuck if Pokemon sold more or less, just because they're a bigger fan of Pokemon. That if they would give a fuck about Pokemon selling more or less than another franchise, like I don't think anybody actually gives that many. Like who fucking cares in reality?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it's true.
Literally.
People just come up with the wildest accusations to try to like justify their point. Like Zero, he's a Smash player, so he's just salty because Smash got undersold compared to Pokemon. Like,
Corporate slaves.
it's just crazy. I don't get it. But yeah, that whole tweet, he calls them out on everything. And then people are still like going crazy. So
But it's funny though, because he's literally like he's an impartial source. He's somebody who doesn't benefit.
yeah, he's not a
From,
Pokemon content creator. He has nothing to do with Pokemon. He's literally a content creator who just plays a Nintendo release and then he moves on to the next one. That's what he.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what he.
looking through his channel, bro, and like I can't
That's what
really
he does.
see any videos
Well,
that he did about Sword and Shield.
Well,
Prior
he
to
doesn't. He
release.
doesn't play. He doesn't play like on his channel all that much. He streams mostly. So I remember because he plays every single game. Like he plays like all the major Pokemon, or not major Pokemon. He plays all the major like Nintendo releases. He played Astral Chain. He played Fire Emblem. He played Pokemon and all that. And he's a Pokemon fan to some extent. Like I've seen him stream like older games too. I've seen him stream like Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver and stuff. So he's definitely a Pokemon fan. So that's probably why he picked up these games. It's a new Pokemon game, obviously, new release. So he dropped his honest opinions on how he felt about the game, and people are just getting pissed at him. It's crazy.
No, they just said they're just getting pissed that he's giving them the truth.
Yeah, these games came and went, by the way. Like, they came and went.
And that is why I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody's saying about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I can't wait to play this game. I just got the game right here. I'm opening it up right now. I haven't even put it in my Switch yet. I can't wait to see what this game's about.
Bro, I need Animal Crossing right now. I need literally, bro.
And meanwhile, Zach is here dying until March.
What?
You're dying until March, basically,
Yeah.
because you got nothing to
Please.
play. Yeah,
Nothing, bro.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my gosh. And it's winter. Like, ugh.
yeah. There's not much to do. I don't even know
So,
how
yeah, I
like
guess we're done with
Honestly,
Pokemon.
I don't even know how like the casual fans are liking because I don't do like shiny hunting and all of that. How is the shiny hunting in these games? Is it like fun?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's just like majority of the shiny hunting is far more effective through just like Masuda method.
yeah, because
like-
I don't do it, so I don't really know.
Just like Masuda methoding, it's just like I'm not the biggest fan of a suited method because I just think it's just kind of like boring.
Yeah, you just
in
hatch
general.
eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, like I prefer like my favorite shiny hunting methods were like the dex nav hunting back in like Oras.
I like
and,
the I like the Poke Radar.
and like the the radar hunting, yeah, like, but I just say like dex nav because I don't know, just what I refer to it as, but like that one, like that, as well as like the ultra wormhole shiny hunting, like with a little mini game. I enjoyed that a lot actually myself.
Yeah,
But
that was
like
pretty
this
cool.
one is just like the hunting in this game is just like go infinitely kill the same Pokemon over and over again until eventually it's a shiny, which is like
Yeah,
kind
I
of
heard
similar.
about that. That's
Like it's
pretty whack. Yeah.
kind of similar to like whatchamacallit, to like the SOS method, but like less interesting. It's like I don't know, because like, there's no way to like properly know how far you're in unless you're automatically counting on your own, and there's like no good way to like I don't know, like it's just it takes such a long time to build up like the full on like there's not enough info about like if you leave a route, if your chain breaks or not. There's not info about that just yet, and also on top of that, it's just kind of like I
And
feel like I preferred the catch combo method.
You also have
In
to
like
find
Let's Go.
you also have to find the Pokemon like with the when you beat them. Like
Yeah,
with like
yeah.
SOS, like they just stayed there. You just kept killing them and they kept calling
Like
more and
the
more.
method is fine. It's just that like it's nothing really unique in itself. In a sense, it's just like they took the catching method from Let's Go and just made it like a battle method instead, right? Where you just got to make each Pokemon faint instead of catching it, right? And keep the combo going like that. And it's fine, but it's nothing really that like impressive, to put it bluntly. Then I think there's a method that'll just like that, like a chaining method, like with battling, also with fishing. That's essentially the same thing. But beyond that, there's really no other methods. There's literally no other method to do. There's no like specific, brand new, like interesting way. It's just like that's really it. I was hoping it was gonna be fun, but after doing it for a while, I was just like, this is not that fun. It's just
Yeah, for
consistently
me,
doing
like
the
usually
same
what
thing
I
over
do
and over again.
after beating a game is I usually just do Wi-Fi battles. So I've been trying to get some teams, but once I get them, I'll actually start playing. But like even I've heard like the Wi-Fi battling I've heard isn't all that like exciting because apparently it's just like a
It
couple
gets
of
boring fast,
well,
bro.
it gets boring fast, but also just because there's limited number of Pokemon, like people have found out already which ones are the broken ones of the region, and that's all you see online apparently. So yeah, because there's not much variety if you only have 400 to choose from compared to if you had 800, you know. So
yeah.
that's the thing.
With Wi-Fi battles, also like I feel like like this is just kind of something that I feel like we should have is custom backgrounds. Like I get tired of the same basic background.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, bro,
they
I
have
agree with
that
that.
apparently. Like it takes
Oh,
place
they
in
did
different.
that?
Because
Like
I haven't
apparently
seen
it
that.
randomizes. Like you can take place in different stadiums. Like you can do Wi-Fi battles in like the older stadiums from gyms.
I have
Oh,
not
that's
seen that.
cool. I
So
haven't
like I've
that,
seen
no.
because I watch like visually and some of the other people that do like Wi-Fi battles. I've seen like sometimes they take place in like Nessa Stadium. Sometimes they'll take place in like Hammerlocks. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But
Oh, that's
like
cool.
But they're so ununique anyways. Those gyms, like
well,
when the
yeah.
battles actually take place.
yeah, it's just a different color,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. Yeah, I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
but that's the thing. It's just a different coat of paint. That's not really different. It's just hey,
Yeah.
like this is blue instead of green. That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
Terrible.
But yeah, but this is what we're stuck with now until the next Pokemon games.
Yeah, I'm going by Pokemon. The
Bro, I am
the
literally,
Animal Crossing world we go.
bro. I'm literally just gonna start like as soon as December rolls around properly, like halfway through December. I'm just gonna go back into rumors, bro, for like the next thing. Because like for me, it's gonna be kind of hard for them to fuck up Diamond and Pearl remakes. Like there's just like
I'm
it's
gonna
kind
be
of
excited.
impossible for them to like genuinely fuck it up for me.
If we
Like-
get Diamond and Pearl remakes and they have a smaller Pokedex than the original Platinum and Diamond and Pearl, I'm gonna be pissed.
That would listen, that would piss me off, right? That would actually piss me off. But like I feel like I think like they know they can't do that. I think they would know that they can't fucking do that. Like
I hope so,
think
but
even
the
they
thing
would
here,
know they
but the
can't
thing
do
is,
that.
the thing
They
is,
don't
Sword and
know
Shield's
that.
Pokedex is smaller than Platinum's. You know, it
yeah,
is
no
smaller.
shit. But I think the point I'm trying to get to is like, I think they know that for like Diamond and Pearl remakes, they can't, like they can't not include all the Pokemon that were there in like back in the day. You know
I
what
hope
mean?
so. I hope so.
Because when they make remakes now, they're clearly including the like because with Oras they included whatchamacallit, they included like Emerald as kind of like a post game type thing. You know what I mean? Like
Delta
that's how it
was
ended
real
up being a
quick.
remake of like all 3 games
But
instead of like
no Battlefront here.
Yeah, of course, but that's because they're fucking cunts. But that's
Yeah.
besides the point. Like with these games, with whatchamacallit, with Diamond Pearl remakes, all I can really say is like the way they can really just majorly fuck it up is if they somehow pull some fucking like brain gymnastics and not include all the Gen 4 Pokemon in it that were meant to be there, right? Like Generation 4 Sinnoh Pokemon.
Yeah.
If they were to pull some like mental gymnastics and just be like, oh, but they've emigrated out of Sinnoh. They're no longer here. Or some shit, you know what I mean? Like they'd be willing to pull some bull crap like that.
They would say
But,
for
like,
battle balance, like how they did with
but
this
like,
time.
but point is like, there's no way they can really fuck it up that hard. You know what I mean? Like it's
They'll
kind
F
of
it
difficult,
up, but it won't be that bad. Like
Like,
they'll mess
it's
it
kind
up.
of
but it's
difficult
not
to
gonna
fuck up
like-
Diamond and Pearl. Like, bro,
Yeah.
just give it to me in HD. Just keep it the way it was, and that's all I want. Just give it to me.
It's
like
gonna be
that.
Diamond and Pearl. It's not
I
gonna
just
be
want to
Platinum
see,
HD.
bro.
It's gonna be
Bro,
Diamond
I
and
just
Pearl
want to
HD.
see May in like 3D. I want to see Cynthia. Actually, Cynthia in 3D. If you know what I mean. But I want to see her in 3D again. Okay. I've already seen her in Masters, but Masters is boring. So give her to me in
Masters is
3D
trash.
on a console. I can whoop her ass. And then we can take a trip to like, I don't know, Alola together and just have some.
And I want to see the pretty flower fields and look into the distance.
Oh, that's not
Shaymin
gonna be in there.
and-
I promise you that won't be there.
I'm just
Wait,
fucking-
weren't the flower
that-
fields are still like part of the game though, but like not like with right? Like wasn't that...
I can promise you they're gonna cut that, and they're gonna cut the New Moon Island for
They will,
Darkrai.
but like not they'll cut the Shaman event, but like wasn't there still flower fields regardless? Like there was that flower place in that town, right? Wasn't
Well,
there? And then you
it was like a little place, but you weren't able to open that path to go to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool. FML. They will not do that.
Someone said in the
Oh.
chat if they cut contests, I'm gonna be pissed. That would be true. Also,
cut-
a lot
Oh, they
of
definitely
people.
will. They definitely will cut contests though. You know they
You
will.
think so? They didn't cut it from Oraz.
Oh, but bro, you know they will now though, because then
They didn't. They cut the Battle Frontier. What makes you think they're not gonna cut contests?
Well, because they're just gonna cut the Battle Frontier with these games, right? And then just do the contest. No.
Bro, they're gonna listen, dude. Clearly, they're not including much features in general, as you notice with these fucking games. Do
These
you
games
really
have
think these
nothing.
fuckers would give a shit about including contests in a remake
Yeah,
where
they don't
they
care.
know they're gonna make money no matter
But-
what?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. But they
literally
did it with
the most
Oraz.
popular
If they did it with-
generation. If you don't like, it's like I think Gen 4 is like the best selling and most popular generation. If you don't count the first 2, you know what I mean? I think it's the most popular one.
I could
But
check.
besides the 2 generations, because you can't really count the first 2 because those were like the beginning, were of course the most popular, right? But like, if you don't count the first 2, the most popular one I think is Generation 4.
You
I
think
mean,
they'll
check.
get rid of the underground?
So
Oh,
there's
of
like,
course,
bro,
of course they
oh,
will get rid of 100%.
Bro, of course they'll get rid of it, bro. They're fucking dude. You
No.
listen, dude. As much as I listen, dude, I'm going in with the lowest amount of expectations I can possibly have. Okay, like I'm going in, assuming that literally all I'm gonna get is a stick and a fucking like rock that says Sinnoh on it, right? That I can beat the stick on, right? Like just beat the fucking rock with the stick, and that's what Sinnoh like remakes look like. I'm not expecting much, okay? Because I don't trust Game Freak. I've lost any
Yeah.
trust in them
Yeah,
as a
so have I.
company to
Same.
give me a good product. I do not trust them anymore. I do not.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. They're done. Like they're canceled now. They're officially canceled for me because like I was waiting to give them a chance because like okay, so it started out right. They messed up X and Y, I remember, but it was like okay, gave them a chance. Like it's their first time in 3D.
Oh,
Then we
funnily
got
enough,
Oraz.
guess what? Sorry for interrupting. I was just putting up the thing that Ruffled mentioned about the sales. Funnily enough, Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon are above Diamond and Pearl and Platinum by 10,000.
What?
Yeah.
That's messed up. But okay. Okay, but like okay, so here's the thing though, right? So like we made the excuse for Game Freak with X and Y because it was understandable. It's like their first 3D game ever after being 2D for so long. Whatever.
Yep.
But then we got Hoenn. Okay, Hoenn was like, you can't really mess up Hoenn. I mean, Hoenn, it's like that was a game done right. It was really great, big open.
It was. I liked Doras. I actually liked Doras. The only problem was the Battle Frontier and a few minor.
Yeah,
fuck-
but here's and that's the thing. But they butchered a game that's famous for having a great post game with Emerald, right? No post game in Oraz, no Battle Frontier, nothing like that. Okay, so the quality problem continued. Then we got Sun and Moon. Okay, it was pretty cool in some ways, but it's still again no post game. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, same thing. Then we made it to HD. Let's go. We made the excuse of like, okay, this is a casual remake. It's kind of for Pokemon Go. It's Kanto. I mean, whatever, right? Like they're just remaking the games, and these are just to keep us occupied till the big game. But these are the games that we were waiting for, and
Yeah.
they still messed it up.
That's
And
the
it's
thing.
worse
Yep.
than other games. It's done. Like you can't make excuses anymore. Game Freak's like They suck now.
I
They suck.
remember like before, like a week before Sword and Shield came out, Nintendo themselves like sent out an email saying if you pre-ordered Sword and Shield and you wanted a refund, they would refund you all your money. And they never do that. Nintendo's notorious for having eShop be like one of the
They
dumbest
did that
things.
with like. They did that with Overwatch.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
the only other game. That's the only other game
Yeah,
they've ever done it with.
Pokemon and Overwatch.
Pokemon and
my
Overwatch. That's crazy. Because the eShop is known for like not having refundable stuff, and that's why people get really angry a lot too. But yeah.
Yeah, we need that refundable because I
I
wish
think they're
could've
getting
refunded
sued
us.
over that, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna add it eventually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're getting sued over it. I heard about that. So
That's great.
It's kind
I
of
still
sad that
can't
you have to
believe
say that that's a great thing. You know, like it's kind of depressing that we have to say that's a great thing, right?
yeah.
What?
Like the fact that they're getting sued over that. Like, isn't that kind of fucked up that you need to like celebrate such an occasion?
Yeah, like that's such a stapled feature that you would think would already be in, but it's not.
Because if that was a feature, I would have refunded Astral Chain and Mario Maker immediately. Bro, like
I didn't buy them digitally, but yeah.
biggest regret of the year.
Yeah.
I can't believe Game Freak's over now. Like they've been canceled officially.
It's just, yeah, I don't understand. It's crazy.
Sucks. Like, oh my gosh, Animal Crossing's like my last hope now for gaming.
Hopefully next year's got some pretty good games though. We don't need Pokemon, but like just some other good games.
It's Animal Crossing team. It's time for y'all to shine. We'll get info next month, so that'll be cool.
Animal Crossing actually took their time to delay the game to make it as best as they can, so you already know.
Yeah, you can tell
That's
that game has so much
depressing,
love
though,
in
by
it.
the
Like
way.
you can look at all that. There's just no texture issues whatsoever. No problems. Nothing.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
because it's by Nintendo and they care about making sure that their products are polished and look as presentable as they can, whereas Game Freak and the Pokemon Company do not give a
They
damn.
don't. It literally. I'm just gonna say, like, bro, these games look worse than like Coliseum and XD. Like, Coliseum and XD look better than.
Especially like it's really what do you call, like, present when you can see like the animations or whatever, like for attacks and stuff. Like if you compare any from like Battle Revolution or Coliseum or Stadium to the ones in Sword and Shield, you're just like, damn, like how does that even like line up? Because that's what I was thinking when like 2 years ago when they made the announcement that a Pokemon game was coming to the home console. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I wasn't expecting... Because some people are stupid and were expecting, like, Skyrim level of Pokemon. I wasn't expecting that. But I was at least expecting the battles to be kind of like Stadium, to be, like, high quality to the point where it's, like, you're actually going to be seeing the Pokemon running and kicking up to them and, like, doing animations and stuff. But it's literally just, like, the DS battles put on the Switch. Nothing else.
Yeah. And these games, and if we're being honest, I think that probably, like, I bet if Sun and Moon were blown up into HD, they would look prettier than this game. Just because of all the horrible color choices I feel like that they made.
I think Sun and Moon would have been way better on the Switch, because that would have solved the issue that like Ruffled had with like how the game like tanked so much because of the cutscenes taking forever to load and shit like that. Like the Switch would have fixed all of that. The Switch would have fixed that because it's a faster system. But you know, I also
these games were like exactly what we feared.
I also love how this Pokemon game, the one that looks like this, can't run at 1080p 60 FPS.
I know.
It's at
like because
it's 720p 30. Even Pokemon Let's Go was 1080p. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
This game isn't. That's crazy.
Like, and remember, like I remember we were doing podcasts like before the actual games were even revealed, right? And like all of our fears ended up just coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Literally everything we were worried about came fucking through. Literally everything.
Yep.
It's literally the darkest part.
And I love how people kept saying whenever we said anything, the game's not even out yet. Just wait till it comes out. How can you judge a game before it's not even out yet? You've never even played it. But now we have, and there's nothing different. Like, come on.
Trash. It's still trash. It's worse than what we saw. Like, at least when we watch the trailers, we're like, okay, there's probably some things that we know about us. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's basically what they did with like Ultra Sun and Moon. Like Ultra Sun and Moon was a trailer game. it looked really good in
Yup.
trailers, but when you actually played it, you were like, damn, there's not much here. That's exactly what Sword and Shield was. In the trailers, they showed you like these big ass shots of the cities and the big towers and the castles, and you were like, damn, there's gonna be so much to do in here, so much to explore, so much fun to have. And then you get the games and you actually get there and you're like, oh, it's nothing. They're all painted on doors and like you can't do anything. That's what Game Freak does now. They make trailer games. They make the games look really good in trailers, but like when you actually play them, you're like they're pretty lackluster.
Yup.
They're getting really good at making the games look good in trailers, but not actually when you get them.
And it's so crazy that, like, if we're being real though, the trailers for these games, like, if we're being honest, were so boring. Like, they would hype up the most minuscule garbage. Like, they'd hype up that, like, here's one new Pokemon. Oh my gosh, so right, like, just so exciting.
Oh yeah, I always
that's all we got.
brought that up like on a stream or whatever. Like whenever I was streaming, and I brought up like, how can people get so excited over one new Pokemon? And I'm like, it's a new generation. There's gonna be new Pokemon in there regardless. Like, of course there's gonna be new Pokemon. Like, I don't understand how people start partying because they show like a new form of Ponyta, and people start like partying like it's like the best thing in the world. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, like, where was the actual exciting show? Like, I remember when we'd get wowed when we would see like sections of a region, and it would just, these games never did that, not once. Like, honestly,
Yeah, it's crazy.
my god, it's terrible. These games suck.
Yep.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on to the last topic here. Really, I mean, I had a few other things, but we talked about Sword and Shield for a damn long time. That was fucking crazy. I mean, I figured we were probably gonna talk about that for a long time, but like,
Bro, I saw it coming because these games, like, with all the problems, man, and with Ruffle being, it was a wrap.
yeah, I already knew when Ben came. I was like, damn, it was gonna go crazy.
Yeah, if
but
Ben's here and Ruffle,
Ben
like,
Ben left though. I think he got like yelled at by his neighbors or something because he always
Oh
leaves.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see here. The next thing, I guess we can talk about this real fast. It was when Nintendo had one of their shareholder meetings. They asked the president of Nintendo about remakes on the Switch, and he said, regarding the future, we don't have a clear policy such as keeping on releasing remake titles. On the other side, as we have continued the game console business for over 30 years, lots of customers have played them, and there are past titles that have remained in their minds. Our company considers this to be a valuable asset. And while nostalgia is a big appeal, providing new gaming experience and fun factors are more essential ever, even with remake titles. What I think is that is extremely important is that whether developers who create them have the passion of wanting a remake or not. In a recent example, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which you have mentioned, I think it has been favorably valued by customers worldwide for its nostalgia and its newness. So basically, like, the gist of it was he's saying, like, they don't consider having remakes all that often unless the developers are worthy of wanting them, and if they feel like it's necessary. They don't bank on like the nostalgia, which I think is
I kind of got to tear into them for this because okay, so at first I was agreeing, right? But then I started thinking, like, literally, like, a bunch of the releases on the Switch have been Wii U remasters.
Yeah, I think
like they've been recycling like crazy. We barely got anything new. It's all like remastered. Like remakes are at least more exciting because they're older. Like, but remaster.
That's why people are getting hype over like the Xenoblade remake and stuff. And that's why like they could do other games like remake like Sunshine or Mario like Galaxy or something. But like
exactly. Like because I agree, right? Like you want new experiences, but you're getting even worse. Like remasters are worse than like remakes. Like like you mentioned, the Xenoblade remake is so awesome and exciting. Wind Waker HD, that was really awesome and exciting when it came out. Like, you know, Diamond and Pearl remakes are really exciting. Like remakes have an excitement factor. Remasters don't. Like these Wii U remasters, and we've been getting so much of them. It's weird that
because they're just deluxe ports. They just add like a couple new things and call it another $60 title.
Yeah,
whereas remakes try to like redefine the whole game and like
like he's sitting here up like Nintendo's released a bunch of new stuff this gen. No, they have not. Like most of the releases have been remasters. We get like 2-3 new releases a year, and then rest are like remasters. So
yeah, a lot of the games this year just came and went. There was not really, in my opinion. Well, I haven't played Fire Emblem because apparently a lot of people have said Fire Emblem's their game of the year this year.
Yeah, like hopefully you like Fire Emblem.
I don't know. I haven't played a Fire Emblem game since the Game Boy Advance one, but
That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a long ass time, but apparently people are saying that that game's really good. Like you're gonna love like the characters and like falling in and like love with the story and like the details. So I'll see how that is. So that's what people
Yeah.
are saying was like the one memorable game. But like all the other games, like Mario Maker came and went, Astral Chain came
Yeah.
and went, now Sword and Shield
Mhm.
came and went. Like
Yeah, like a Pokemon game coming and going. Like that is so sick. That is so sick. Like this should be a new gen where we have new. It's a whole new beginning. No,
yeah,
no.
that's
It's like
crazy.
bye. We're done now. Yeah, that's what's been happening. Like a lot of these games, like you're saying, like have just came and went. Like almost none of them actually made a lasting impact. Like Smash made a lasting impact. And well, Animal Crossing will make a lasting impact. But like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild made an impact. Super Mario Odyssey made a lasting impact. Nothing else really did. Everything else just came and went.
Yep,
Like this,
crazy.
I don't know. I just like because I agree with him. It's like, yeah, of course we want a lot. We want Nintendo with the new gen to make new stuff, but they're not making new stuff. They're making stuff that comes and goes. Occasionally, we're getting something new. I don't know. This gen
Yeah.
hasn't been the best yet.
Yeah,
in
I
my
don't know if I
opinion.
fully agree with this thing. It's like I kind of understand what he's trying to say. They have to give new stuff instead of just like recreating old stuff for nostalgia. But
Yeah.
like at least make the new things like really like appealing that people want them. And some games have done it. Odyssey has done it in my opinion. Breath of the Wild has done it, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years ago, like oh
Yeah,
my
2
gosh,
years
and then
ago.
one
That's
game
like
from a year ago. That's it. Like
yeah, like
okay.
last year I don't remember anything except for Smash.
Yeah,
Like even Let's Go just like it was all right, but it came and went.
came and went. All of these games just coming and going. Very few actually leaving an impact. It's just
Yep.
it's really weird. Really weird. I don't know. I hope they improve this gen.
Yep.
Um,
And then
This whole thing is
the
getting-
last thing I have here is just if you guys didn't see, the Game Award nominations came out. So I just have like the ones that Nintendo games were nominated for. So for Best Art Direction, they nominated Link's Awakening, which I can kind of see, I guess, because they like the cute art style. Best Action Game, Astral
Nope.
Chain.
nope. Nope. Nope.
Best Adventure Game, Link's Awakening. So I guess that best fighting
okay.
games, best game fighting game, Smash Bros. Obviously that's probably gonna win. Obviously it's gonna sweep the category.
for sure, easily.
Best family game is literally all Nintendo games. This is the whole category.
Luigi's Mansion 3 should win.
Luigi's
this
Mansion
category.
3, Ring Fit Adventure, Smash Bros, Yoshi's Crafted World, Mario Maker 2. I think Smash could win, but Luigi's Mansion should win.
I love Smash, but like, give it to Luigi's Mansion 3 because it was like, it felt like a cute little like Disney movie. Like the animations were so funny and full of personality. This game deserves to win something. I think this is a good category for it to win. So
Yeah, it didn't get nominated for anything else either. Best strategy game got Fire Emblem got nominated. It could probably win that. I think. I think this year it's so funny because this year a lot of people have talked about how usually what's happened is like Fire Emblem was kind of like what Pokemon is in now, where like their older games were so good compared to their new releases, and people were getting really upset about that. Like all the fans started rioting whenever new Fire Emblem games came out because they didn't like the older one, like they didn't like the newer ones compared to the older ones. And this year apparently like Fire Emblem Three Houses is the best Fire Emblem game they've made in a long time apparently. So they're all partying and having like the best time of their lives or whatever. And Pokemon is in that
Everyone's
situation
getting
now.
their time.
And Pokemon's in that situation now where it's like all the older games we keep missing them and we're like, damn, why can't these games be like platinum and like Heart Gold, Soul Silver? And now we get these mediocre games. It's so crazy how those two sides just completely switched. It's insane.
Bro, I hate this. I hate this. The Pokemon, like, it feels like Pokemon's just never gonna like rise up. Like, literally, bro, like Zelda fans got their moment. Mario fans got their moment. Animal Crossing fans are gonna get their moment. Pokemon, Smash fans got their moment. Pokemon is just sitting here in the biggest pile of garbage it's ever been.
It's so true though. Like it's oh my god. But yeah, and then of course the big one, Game of the Year, Smash Bros got nominated. It deserves
needs
to
to
win.
win.
It
It
really needs to win.
Death Stranding, sit down. That game.
Oh,
walking simulator,
if that game
because-
wins Game of
yeah,
the Year, there is
it's
gonna be
not.
riots in the streets.
Yeah, it because it's rigged if it wins because Jeff Keighley was in it. So like, come on, like, and they gave it a disproportionate amount of nominations. That's
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because Jeff Keighley is like best friends with Kojima.
Exactly.
So that's
It
why
was
like he's given a ton of
great.
nominations for his game, obviously. But if he makes that Game of the Year, people are gonna be mad. Cause
I know because it's gonna be so obvious that it was rigged. No.
that's what people are just gonna say. Like, because the thing is, Smash deserves to win because it's literally a celebration of gaming. It's a whole bunch of different franchises that come together. I don't see any other game like having.
Yeah, none of these other games made an impact. Let's be real here. None of them made the impact that Smash did. It needs to win Game of the Year already.
Yeah,
time.
Smash should win Game of the Year in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
I haven't played all the other games. So I can't judge, but I will say I think Smash
I literally
deserves.
don't even remember what those other games were, and they can sit down. I don't care.
Yeah, I hope Smash wins though. I'll be
Yeah.
streaming it. We could probably talk and have a good time in that stream.
Yeah, I hope some big good stuff happens at the Game Awards this year. They probably will. It's been really good the past couple of years. We got Bayonetta, we got that 1 year, and then we got this last year with Joker.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
they've been
that
doing
they'll
pretty
bring
good. They've
some
been
good
pretty. They've been pretty good with the Pokemon or not Pokemon with the Game Award announcements. So I think
Yeah.
this year it would be so sick if like they win Game of the Year for Smash Bros. And then Sakurai comes on stage and then he like accepts the award. He makes like a speech and then he shows Fighter number 5 after.
Yeah,
That would be
it better
so
be a
cool.
good fighter too. I better get goosebumps and just scream. Too. I have not gotten that feeling in so long.
If it's and then like it just transitions into the trailer and it's some character we all don't know at all.
Yeah, please, like
Oh.
none of this anime weird Lloyd Dante. No.
Oh man. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a cool event. That's literally in 2 weeks, so that'll be fun
Yeah,
to
I'm
see
ready
what
for it.
that'll be fun to see what happens. But yeah,
Yes.
hopefully Death Stranding doesn't sweep because that's what happened last year. Because I remember me and Ruffled were watching it, bro, and every single award was won by Red Dead Redemption 2. Literally every single award.
Yeah, that was so
Yo.
fucking boring.
Because
Brian.
me
It
and
was
Ruffled
so
were sitting there
boring.
and we were like, okay, what's it gonna be? And then Ruffled would be like, it's gonna be Red Dead Redemption 2. And then he would say, and the award goes to Red Dead Redemption 2. And we were like, here we go. Like it was so funny. We knew it was coming.
Here's the thing. Fair enough. Red Dead was like a good game or whatever, but like, bro, like some of the things it won just did not deserve.
I think
bro.
it won
Yeah,
best
it was
soundtrack.
rigged.
It won best
And here's
soundtrack.
the
I'm pretty
thing.
sure.
Which is BS, by the way.
Yeah. And like here's the thing too is like like with Red Dead at least it was a critically acclaimed game. You can make the argument. With Death Stranding you can't because like it got mixed reactions from fans, it got mixed reactions from critics. It did not get stellar insane
Yeah, it's
reviews.
either like a you
Fans
love
were
it or
not-
hate it type of game.
Yeah, and fans aren't like obsessed. That game came and went. No one talks about it anymore. Like people moved on real quick. So if it sweeps, then it's very clear that they rigged it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can just take a few questions. I'm not reading through all of these questions. There's no way we can have
Yeah,
all the time. We'll read through a few of these interesting ones. I'll scroll through, find
Yeah.
see if I can find any good interesting questions.
Guys, I'm gonna peace out though, because it's kind of late here, and I want to make sure to go to sleep like early tonight because I went to sleep like 10 in the morning.
Oh,
the
okay,
other
all
night.
good. All right, we're pretty much done
all
here
right.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys later. Everybody have a good one.
Yep.
And peace out.
Thanks.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
All right, let's see here. Is Sword and Shield good? Give me your honest opinions. Oh, we already talked
Nope.
about that.
Nope. They aren't
Um,
good. All right. Sorry.
How did you like Luigi's Mansion 3? I didn't play the game, so I can't really tell.
It's a good game.
Did you play it or?
Yeah, I'm close to beating it. I'm at like a gym with like a buff ghost, which is kind of hilarious.
Oh.
And I'm at like the second to last level, so I'm just about done with it. But it's a good game. It's not like
yeah.
it didn't. It's not like oh my gosh, like Breath of the Wild or Odyssey, like Smash, right? But
Yeah.
it's good.
I've heard it's
solid.
good. Yeah, I've heard it's a solid game.
Yeah.
Let's see. So someone says here, we've seen a lot of successful Nintendo mobile games like Pokemon Go, Fire Emblem Heroes. What would you like to see from a Zelda mobile game?
I don't want to.
it would
I'm
be-
not a mobile gamer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They'd have to. It's hard to do mobile games because like they can't make the game like really really fun, but then have like the game be free. You know what I mean? Like there's always like one. If you want to do one thing, you gotta lower something else.
Yeah.
That's like the thing where like Nintendo first started having like paid games, but like once you bought the game, that was it. Like Mario Run was $10, and once you bought it, you'd have it forever. But people didn't like that. People didn't like how the games cost money, and they didn't like that. So then they started doing games.
Yeah.
Then they started doing them for free, like Fire Emblem Heroes, and then having Mario Kart Tour and stuff like that. So the game is free, but then they're heavily microtransaction based, where there's lots of payments and stuff they have to do in the middle. So then people don't like that. So it's like you either get some or you don't. Like it's either you get one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could do with Zelda though. Zelda's
I
known
have
for being
no
like
desires.
a puzzle adventure type of game. I don't know how they could do that on mobile.
Mhm.
I don't have any idea.
Yeah, just I'm fine with it just being on the Nintendo Switch. I'm not gonna play a mobile game.
Yeah, I don't know what they'd have to do really. See here. If Charizard never existed, Aero, what would your favorite Pokemon be, excluding starters? Either way. I mean, I like a lot of the fan favorite Pokemon. I like Lucario is a cool Pokemon. Zoroark is a pretty cool Pokemon. Salamence, Metagross. I like all those types of Pokemon. So,
I guess.
um, let's see. Weave says, "What is your favorite Gen 8 Pokemon now that you have taken the time to play Sword and Shield?" Is yours
Wait,
like
what?
what is your favorite Gen 8 Pokemon now that you've played Sword and Shield?
My favorite Gen 8 Pokemon, Polteageist.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, is it gonna be the teacup Pokemon? Yeah. I figured.
So funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say my favorite is probably Dragapult. Have you seen Dragapult? It's like yeah, it's like a
Ghost one with the missiles.
yeah, it shoots like the first
Yeah.
evolution as its attack.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. I like
Yeah, that's a really awesome one. I love it.
it. What do you think about the Game Award nominees? We already talked about that. Bonus question: does Death Stranding deserve all the praise it's getting, or do you think that it's overrated? I think it's a mixed game. Like
It doesn't really have overpraising, honestly.
yeah, I've seen some praise. You know, I've seen people
Like the Game Awards are overpraising it, but everyone else is pretty like it's mixed.
yeah, like some people I've seen that are like, "Oh, Kojima's done it again. It's a masterpiece." But like, I don't know.
I automatically know if I played it, I would hate it. I would hate it.
Yeah,
so
I haven't played it, so I can't tell you honestly how I feel. But
Yeah.
from what I've heard, it's like you have to play it to know. Like some people love it, some people don't. I don't know. I
It's
feel
a
like I
walking
probably wouldn't.
simulator.
Yeah, I feel like I probably wouldn't like it all that much.
Yeah, I would hate it.
How was this year for games in your opinion? Good or bad? Specific titles that you want to point out?
How was this year for games?
Yeah, it was
was
all right.
bad.
Yeah, it was all right. It was on the bad side, but it was all right.
It was like a 4 or 5 out of 10, I would say.
Yeah, I'd give it
Like
like
a very-
I give it like a 6 maybe, but it was
Yeah, it was.
there wasn't like a
it was not it.
there wasn't like a huge memorable game that I remember, but of course I haven't played Fire Emblem, so I don't know. That's what everybody keeps saying on my Twitter, that it's an amazing game, so
Yeah.
I don't know. You ended up getting Fire Emblem, didn't you?
What?
Didn't you end up getting Fire Emblem?
I did not actually.
Oh, really? I think I remember you saying
Yeah.
like you were gonna get it, because I remember I saw
was-
a tweet from you where you were like, when you know you don't have any intention to play Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
but you
because
ended up-
I got the Nintendo voucher, right? But I was boo the fool and got Mario Maker instead.
Oh. Oh, okay. All right.
I wish honestly, if I could have changed it, I would have probably tried Fire Emblem instead of the Astral Chain and Mario Maker, and then gotten like Pokemon or something with the other
Yeah.
code. But whatever.
Yep. Let's see here. Cam Lewis says, for Aero, what game are you most excited for besides Xenoblade Definitive Edition? Oh, probably Breath of the Wild 2. Probably
Yeah,
Breath of
simple.
the Wild 2 for you. Yeah. What about you? Like, besides Animal Crossing, what would be like your most excited game?
Yeah, I'll probably say Breath of the Wild too. We don't really know anything outside of those two.
Yeah, I just
Breath of
think
the-
that the first game just made such an impact, and I already know like it's
I
gonna be really
know.
good. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, we already answered the other ones. Arrow, if Fire Emblem Three Houses is, if you play it and it's actually a good game, are you gonna recommend it to others like you did with Xenoblade 2? Well, Xenoblade 2, like, it wasn't a game for me. It was a freaking experience. That game it's not even a game for me. So I doubt Fire Emblem is gonna do the same exact thing. So I probably won't, like, I'll tell you if it's a good game and if you should get it, but I probably won't be like going crazy about it. But the reason about that I did that for Xenoblade 2 was because the Xenoblade fan base is so small. It's so small compared to like other ones. Like Fire Emblem's got a decent fan base, so they've already got a good amount of people that play their games. So
Yeah.
Dark Forest says, what do you think will happen if the Gen 9 games are as controversial as Sword and Shield? I don't even know. I don't want to know. Like, what's
Oh,
gonna happen?
no. Is like, I think that what will end up happening is that the internet wars will get like way worse, like way worse, but they'll still sell well, which will suck. Like,
Yeah, they're gonna
it'll
keep
just be the
selling.
endless cycle.
They're gonna keep selling, but like it's not like you're gonna just see everything go away. Like the stuff like that people keep commenting about, like games and like bringing back the national decks. That stuff is not gonna go away. It's gonna keep going on and on.
It's actually freaky when you think about it, how Pokemon will sell like for the end till like the end of time, because it's been like 30 years and they still sell. Like in any other area, like usually things begin to tamper off, right? Like, but with somehow these games are just never gonna stop.
Yeah. The thing also with Pokemon is what was I gonna say? It's gonna make a bad impression on like the company itself. Because now you know
Yeah.
you already know now that there's a decent chunk of your fan base that's not satisfied, and you're doing nothing about it. Like that just looks bad on them,
Exactly.
you know. So
Your job, like one of your jobs. I mean, you can still be creative and whatever, but you gotta satisfy
like
your
I know
fans.
Ruffled brought up Apple like inside of our discussion or whatever, like how Apple can just do anything and people will buy it. But you know what's funny is that this year, like literally a few weeks ago, Apple announced the new MacBook or whatever, and they completely fixed it, like depending on what people didn't like about the previous MacBooks. And I
Wow.
found that so funny because like they announced the new MacBook and they fixed the keyboard because people hated like the new keyboards that they were doing like with the flat keys and everything. So they fixed that.
Yeah.
They fixed having
Yeah, I
that.
have that MacBook, so
Yeah, they fixed
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Now they went back to like the clicky design that people liked before. So they went back to those. They didn't like how the computer was so thin and like it couldn't do cooling properly, so they made it thicker. They didn't like how the speakers sounded all muffled up, so they fixed that. Like they've actually listened to their customers and they made like the best computer that they could, which is so funny because they're
That's
listening.
insane.
Meanwhile, Game Freak out here like not listening at all to what their fans want. It's like,
Game Freak is the most tone deaf company I've ever seen. It's actually mind blowing.
yeah,
Like I guess it's just because they're like because Pokemon's a global thing, right? And so it's not like Apple. They're at least in the U.S. So like people in the U.S. can directly talk to them. I don't know. It's so weird.
yep.
They don't care at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's getting old. Anyway.
Let's see here. Dark Force says, Aero, thanks for recommending Xenoblade 2. It was a great experience. I can't wait to get Torna. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, bro. It was a good game. I had a ton of fun with it. So definitely get Torna though. Like if you enjoyed the main game, you will love the DLC. The DLC is literally, it takes place 500 years before all the events. So all the flashbacks you see inside of the main game, you get to play through the flashbacks inside of the DLC. It's so much fun. Bladen says, what are things that Sword and Shield did right that you would want back in future games, and whether they remain the same or if they flesh it out more? Do you have any?
The fact that we have to think.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn. I guess the wild area, like it's kind
Yeah,
of good.
I'll say the wild, but even then, I don't want the current wild area where it's hideous. I mean, it's hideous. It's ugly. It's so ugly.
They'd have to make it look
Like-
luscious and pretty and everything.
Yeah, it has to look pretty. Otherwise, don't even do it. Just focus on the routes because the routes were in this game were terrible. Literally the worst. Like, oh my god.
The what?
So basically,
The rats?
the wild area, but fleshed out and pretty and
Oh.
actually full of puzzles and things.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. Y'all, you can literally throw the rest in the trash. I never want to see Galar. I never want to see these recycled characters. I want new character types. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
It's crazy. Dayton here says, when will Nintendo Nite get an updated intro? Oh, I already know people keep talking about this all the time. So I've actually been working on that behind the scenes. I've been working on Nintendo Nite Season 2, which is going to start next year.
Oh my gosh.
Next year in January, the first episode. Because the way we're doing it, because this is episode 18, next month will be the last one of the year, which will be 19, and then 2020 will start season 2.0. So I planned it out, so it works perfectly.
Let's go.
So the first episode of 2020 will have a new intro. There's going to be a new layout. I'm going to try to get new people here, so there's going to be a lot more people that we can talk with and stuff. It's going to be good stuff, so you can look forward to that.
Gonna be a vibe, yo.
Yep.
That's exciting.
What was your favorite part about Sword and Shield? I the gyms, I guess. I like the stadium atmosphere.
I literally don't even have a favorite part now. I mean, I guess Poltergeist.
Oh yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I love you, Poltergeist.
Poltergeist was, some of the Pokemon designs were pretty cool, like Dragapult, Poltergeist and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, some of them though. I was actually there were a lot of designs. I was shocked that there were so many that I was like, this is kind of nappy, but yeah, never mind.
Let's see here. Cartoons 2 says, can I say, will there be hype for a Pokemon game ever again? And is Sword and Shield really the worst game for you guys? I don't think it's the worst. It's the worst in some areas for sure, but like I think maybe overall it might be. I don't know. I haven't actually like
Wait, with what game?
Sword and Shield. Is that the worst Pokemon game for you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here, because the thing is, I hate X and Y a lot, but I'd have to like replay it and then compare that to Sword and Shield. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I played X and Y
Yeah, I
six,
feel
six
that.
years ago, so I don't remember much about it. I just know I hated it a lot. But now that a lot of
Exactly.
people are saying that this game isn't even all that good, I don't know. I'd have to play and see.
At least with X and Y, I felt like some magic when I was playing those games. I remember like
Yeah, I remember for
really-
X and Y, I was so hyped to play them because it was like Pokemon was taking that big step into the 3D world, no more sprites and everything. So I was looking really forward to that. But you know,
Yeah, that soul is still kind of there. It's just not here. These games.
yep. Masuda still directed those games too, which is crazy. Cause yeah, Omori. Cause the last two generations have all been directed by Omori, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, Omori got. Why have we not gotten the director of Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Emerald?
Yeah,
He's literally like the
Morimoto.
best director we've ever had.
Morimoto, that guy, he's a legend. You know what? You
Yeah.
know what they do? They put him on battle animations or something like that now. Because I looked
Oh my
through
God,
like,
all that wasted talent.
yeah, they put him as battle director. Because I read through
He's
the
the-
credits, and he's always like
God.
battle director or something like that. I'm like, really? That's crazy.
Dude, he's so talented. Like the fact that he directed my favorite game of all time, and then he also directed the remakes that had the most content of any Pokemon game in history. A spotless record. Like he could like help. Like one of the first things, if Game Freak actually were to get on track, that they need to do is hire him again, because
Well, he still works there. They just don't put him at the right like position.
like hire him as director again.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
need to do that.
Yep. Alexander says, "Who's your favorite rival, gym leader, and champion in all of Pokemon?" So,
Who's our favorite rival?
rival, gym leader, and champion.
Rival, gym leader, and champion. Ooh, okay, this is a good
So
one.
rival would probably be Blue, I guess, for me. I just like Blue a lot.
Blue's amazing.
Gym leader, I don't know about gym leader. Brock probably. Brock is just such a big part of my childhood though, because I remember watching all the Pokemon
he's
episodes. That's why. They're gonna people gonna say all the Gen 1 stuff. You can say all that in the comments. I don't really care. But for champion, I'll put Cynthia though. Okay.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So
it's not all Gen
for me,
1.
I would do. Okay, so for rival, I would probably say Wally. I actually really liked a Wally and Oraz. Like I thought that he was a really well fleshed out character.
Yeah, Wally's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I would say Wally's my favorite rival. My favorite champion is okay. My favorite champion is Steven. And then
Understandable.
My favorite,
No, Steven's good.
Yeah.
I like him.
yeah, I just love Hone. Okay, yeah, but yeah, Steven's amazing. And then my favorite gym leader. That's a hard one because I the Lieutenant Surge, I think like he's awesome.
Yeah, Lieutenant Surge is pretty cool.
Yeah, like I like how he's like this war veteran. He's really tough, and like in the anime, man, he tortured Ash. Like he was just a jerk. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's see here. Dayton says, "What are your Game Awards trailer predictions for stuff they could show? Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime. Maybe Breath of the Wild 2. I highly doubt it though. I don't think we're gonna see anything about Breath of the Wild 2 until like E3 next year.
I think we'll see, of course, like Smash Bros.
Yeah, Smash is pretty much a guarantee, but I don't know about anything
I guess
else.
Bayonetta's still dead. Who knows?
Yeah, Bayonetta 3, maybe like an update or a trailer
It
or
has
something.
to have a trailer by now since it's been like 2 years, right? So
Yeah, hopefully. And Metroid Prime, that's what would make me flip out even more
I
than
hope so, but-
than a fighter
Maybe the
for
trilogy.
Smash. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like a trilogy, not Metroid Prime 4. There's no
Yeah,
way
yeah,
we're,
yeah.
no way we're getting anything about Metroid Prime 4 for the next like 3 years, but
yeah, I think it's time to show that trilogy. It's been rumored for like the past year. It's happening.
yep.
And I think Animal Crossing will be there. I'm not even joking. It doesn't fit at all, but I feel like they'll just show, like, just because.
Yeah, it might.
Because they set it up like if I don't, you've probably seen this. Like on the Twitter account, they said that they're getting rid of the Pocket Camp updates beginning December, and they also said with the Animal Crossing Twitter, stay tuned for updates on New Horizons, right? So if you're getting rid of it in December, that means there has to be some kind of new info in December because they can't just like go on Animal Crossing's like account and just not tweet for a month straight, you know? I feel like something's coming. So
Someone said in the chat, "What happened to Skyla?" Skyla's like my favorite cute gym leader, but like not like actually my like favorite, you know? That's like probably my second favorite.
which one?
Skyla from Black and White.
Owen? Oh, Black and White. Oh wait,
The-
that's what,
the flying gym
Winona or
leader?
something.
No, the flying gym leader from Unova.
She was the one with like, wasn't there like an airplane or she was like a pilot? Or
Yeah.
That
yeah,
was
she's
awesome.
yeah, she was cool, but like There's not much that you do. Like that's what I mean. Like with the gym leaders, there's not much you do besides you just beat them. You know, that's why like Brock, I have like that whole connection with like how he was part of the anime and stuff. Skylar's cute and all, but like you beat her and then that's it. You never see her again. That's it. She in Black and White 2, you got on her airplane and she flew you to the next area, but that was it. Like you don't do anything else after. So yeah.
Now I'm thinking about Fortress City. Gosh dang. I love Fortress City.
Yeah, but I think the next thing we can do is we can just take like 1 or 2 questions from the chat, and then after that, we can probably wrap it up here. Potato said, "What is your biggest hope for Xenoblade Definitive Edition?" I just hope that they add a lot of cool content that makes like even the old fans happy. The thing is, Monolith Soft, I don't really have to like worry about them screwing it up. There's no way they'll screw it up. Like it's not Game Freak, you know. It's not Game Freak. We'll get a good game. Like you already know, it's going to be a complete game. It's going to be full of a lot of good stuff in there. So I am not worried in the slightest about Xenoblade Definitive Edition being shafted. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll up here, see if I find anything else. Do you think that they will do Gen 5 remakes or remake Black and White 1 or the sequels? Yeah, Gen 5 is kind of interesting. Do you think that they'll actually remake like the original Black and White, or do you think they'll remake Black and White 2, or because I don't know how they're going to do that. I really
don't know how they're going to do it. I would love a Black and White 3, but I don't know if they're that like
I would love that. I would love that, but I don't think that they would do that because it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for them like
Yeah, I feel like it would like for Black and White 3 that could be a great thing because of the fact that like Unova's been the one that's always like broken barriers, right? So instead of getting a remake, you would get a remake, but it's also a continuation of that storyline.
Yep.
I also noticed that was actually one thing that was really interesting with Galar. Unova is way more prevalent in this region than like anything else. It was fascinating. Like, did you notice that?
In this region? What do you mean, like in Galar?
Yeah. Like Unova has by far the most representation for like Pokemon that you
can
capture.
I know what you mean.
Galar.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They talk about it a lot too. Like the NPCs kind of talk about it. It's interesting. I don't know if that means anything. Probably not, but it's just crazy. Like these games reference like Unova way more than like anything else, like even Sinnoh.
Yeah, I think someone did the math or whatever. I think it's like 55% of all Unova Pokemon are in Sword and Shield.
So. Yeah, and Unova has the most Pokemon too. I think like
155.
Region,
so. It has like 155. So that's like over 70 Pokemon from just Unova in there. You know what's funny? 70 Pokemon. That's the entire like Kalos Pokedex of new Pokemon. That's so crazy.
Gosh dang it, the bar and lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need Unova as well. Like Unova, like right after that Sinnoh. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Unova. Maybe that's how Game Freak can do a hiatus. They can like just release remakes for the next few years and just be working underground on something good. That's a new region.
Hopefully, I hope so. Cause like the thing in interviews is they've said that they listen to like they've seen like the criticism and stuff. I don't know if they're just saying that for PR or if they're actually like taking it into consideration. But if one thing is obvious, this generation definitely with Sword and Shield and just the way that it was. From the summer to when it came out, they definitely got some message with like how the fans reacted. So
yeah.
So hopefully they take it into consideration. Like the way that fans have treated them this year was way worse compared to any other generation.
Yeah, and
the thing is, there were people that were disappointed with Pokemon a long time ago. Like I remember that because for me, like I usually just like look at Pokemon forums and like chat rooms and stuff from time to time just for fun to see what people are saying. And like I remember like even in X and Y, there were like a group of people that were upset about no post game and how like lackluster a lot of the places were. With Sun and Moon, there was a group of people that were not all that happy about how they did like the Ultra Beast and how there wasn't much stuff in the cutscenes and stuff, and they didn't like that. So there's always a group of people like that were not happy with the games. That were not happy or not satisfied. The thing is, this time around, the fact that when they announced that not even all the Pokemon are going to make it into the game, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for everybody. That like caused all the outrage and everybody was going crazy. So, because the thing is, we all defended Game Freak's bullshit like so much. Like every time they did something, like we always said everything. Like, you know, like when X and Y didn't have a post game, we were like, yeah, but it was their first ever 3DS game. They were trying to make it look good, and so that's why they couldn't add that in. Sun and Moon, they were like, yeah, but then they didn't have a lot of time. They were pushing it towards the 3DS's limit, so they couldn't make it all that good. Then Let's Go, these aren't the actual games. Like, wait for Gen 8. They're just to hold us off. And now Gen 8 is here, and it's like not even worth it. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's no more defending. None. No
Yeah,
more. You can't do it
you
anymore.
can't literally say anything and just be like, it's all good. Like there's clearly some things that they're doing wrong. Like the games are still
Exactly.
fun. They're still fun to be had, but like they're doing a lot of things wrong. Like they're dropping the ball in a lot of locations.
Yeah, and it's insane that like no other company could just release a disposable game and get away with it. Like every 3D Mario game has had a purpose. Every mainline Zelda game has had a purpose. But mainline Pokemon games,
Pokemon has just been
literally useless
so
release after
similar
useless
to
release.
what it's always been in the past. That's what I mean. Like if you play, like if I gave you Super Mario Galaxy right now, and I told you to play that game, and then after you're done playing that game, and I told you here's Pokemon or not Pokemon, here's Super Mario Sunshine, and you play all that game, you would have two completely different experiences because they're two totally different like adventures.
Yup.
You know what I mean? But if I gave you
Yup.
Pokemon Platinum and then I gave you Sword and Shield, it's the same thing. You go on an adventure, you beat 8 gym leaders, you become champion. You know what I mean? It's like
Yup.
they haven't really changed anything up all that much. And then people keep bringing it up, oh, well, they changed it inside of Pokemon Sun and Moon with the trials. But trials were just gyms rebranded in a different way. Like,
Exactly, and they weren't better; they were worse.
yeah. So that's the thing.
And it's like the thing is, Game Freak doesn't even have to do it where they just completely change everything up and they just have to put content in and actually make a fun time and put love and detail and add more to the games. But instead, we're getting the same formula with less. And
Yep.
it's like it would be fine if we had say the same formula, 8 gyms, whatever, but the game takes 200 hours to beat because there's way more, or 100 hours to beat, right? Because there's way more exploration. But it's
If I made a Pokemon game, I would make it like 100 hours minimum.
Yeah.
And I would do it so that everything would be evenly split, so there would be 10 hours between every single gym. So you play the game for 10 hours to get to the first gym, another 10 hours the second gym, another 10 hours the third gym.
And there's
so
a
you would
deep
have
storyline.
and there's a deep story with lots of stuff in the middle, so that there's lots of things for you to do in between, and that way when you actually get to a gym, it feels like a big actual moment that you built up to. You got there, you're ready to beat that gym. Meanwhile, inside a Sword and Shield, you can do 3 gyms in one day because of how simple it is of just going from gym after gym after gym.
Yup.
Like I remember,
No
I beat
personality.
I beat the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th gym, I think, in the same day, just because of how simple it was. Like you just get from one gym, go to a route, explore that route, and then get to the next gym. That was it.
It was just
Yeah, pretty crazy.
So I saw someone ask us are we just being really negative, right? But we're serious. It really is this bad, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people, if you have fun with it, bro, by all means you do you. You go have fun with your game that you love. But we're just expressing how we feel about it, and a lot of the direction that they're going with is ones that we're not really all excited about and happy with. We're more concerned about what's gonna happen with the future of Pokemon games.
Exactly. Because the thing with Pokemon is we'll probably always play and beat them just because it's engraved into our DNA at this point. We've played it for so long.
Yeah.
So there's fun to be had, right? We had fun, but literally it's still just as once it sits in your mouth, it's the taste starts getting worse and worse and worse, and you start realizing how many problems there are and how, yeah. There was not one moment where I just felt excited during the games, right? I had fun. There was not one moment where I was just oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my gosh. None of that. It's weird.
Yeah. It's just weird. I mean, I felt the excitement when you had to do the matches at the Pokemon Championship or whatever. It was kind of exciting because I remember, because the thing I will say is with the games, they kind of did the champion thing pretty well, where they built up the hype to the champion battle.
Yeah, they did do that.
When
But
you
then
actually
the things-
yeah, it wasn't all that good, but when you actually fought him, it actually felt kind of surreal at the end when you beat him. So
Yeah, that is true.
That was kind of cool. Like I think I like that. Like how they actually built up the champion battle like really well. Because in all the other games it was just, you go to the Elite Four, you get to this one room, and then you beat the champion, and then you're done. There's nothing else. And then
Yeah.
it's not even like after you beat the champion that anything happens or whatever, because the champion would still remain in their room. Like Cynthia would still be in that room even after you beat her. Whereas in this game they actually treat you as a champion, like you're the new champion. Like Leon, when you verse him again, his title becomes demoted to Pokemon Trainer Leon. It's pretty crazy.
That's so. Yeah.
So things like that they did pretty well, but yeah.
But like even with the Pokemon League, right? Like one thing that was weird. Like they always healed your Pokemon, and that was like that made it so easy.
That's also so true. Like before you did any route, Hop would come over and give you just like heal your whole team. Sonya for some reason gave me like 60 million max revives throughout my game. I don't know why. Like whenever
Right,
whenever I talk to her, I would just like think to my head, I'm like, okay, she's gonna give me a max revive, and I promise you she will. Every time you see her, it's just I don't understand why.
Yeah, because like I remember, like first of all, max revives were rare. Like even in some, you never saw those. Like you'd maybe be able to buy some revives, and that would be it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you
can
would
never
you would
buy
never
max
see-
revives. Yeah, but I remember,
and,
like I don't like when I play Pokemon, I try to make it hard on me, so I don't use max revives because obviously you can always cheese your way and win by just spamming max revives and getting your Pokemon back.
Yeah,
But I purposely try to like never use max revives and stuff in battle. So
exactly.
I remember like when I was facing Leon, I just wanted to see how many max revives I had because I never bought any, and I had like 20 or so in my bag, and I was just like, how? Like because they gave you so many throughout your game.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I remember that too. And I was like, wait, what? Like, rare. But like, even when like that was one of the things that I felt like remained at least like decently difficult, even with like up to Sun and Moon and like X and Y, was that you go to the Elite Four and you would have to worry because like you can't just heal your Pokemon. You're gonna have it where like like your power points are gonna go down, so you might have used up too much of this one move that you're gonna need for the champion, and there's more strategy involved. And now you just heal up, and you. It's,
Someone in the
way
chat,
too easy.
someone in the chat said that they start you with $30,000 in this game. I didn't even know that.
bro.
So you start out with $30,000? That's so stupid. Remember when you actually started out broke like a normal person? Like, yeah. But I think I'm trying to look through here. What is your favorite Sword and Shield gym leader? Probably Melanie and Rayhan. Those are probably my two favorites.
My favorites are Piers and Opal.
Oh yeah, Piers is also pretty sick. I like Piers.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, Piers is dope, especially because how he helps you out a lot in the post game.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Opal is cool because Opal, like, especially because of how she like mentors Bede. I loved that whole like thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That was
she,
pretty
like
cool.
she's a good character.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. And then yeah, Rayhan, I think I just like his personality. Like, did you know when like you battled Rayhan like at his gym or whatever, when he did a Dynamax, his like phone would come out and take a selfie of him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like
that is
little
cool.
touches like that. Like those touches were kind of cool. Like Kabu or whatever, the fire gym leader. Whenever he did that, he got fire in his eyes. So
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
there were little touches like that were good.
Aren't people like theorizing that he's like the father of like what was it, like Flannery or whatever her name is?
Oh, it could be possible because he comes from Hoenn, right?
Yeah, and he's fire type. Like they have
Yeah, maybe.
like Flannery like has red hair, and he's like
Well, he doesn't have red hair.
no, I know, but like from the Galar region.
Yeah.
And fire.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I don't see any more other questions here. Oh, are you guys still talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield? No, we're pretty much done. We were answering viewer questions. The viewer questions were about Sword and
Yeah.
Shield, so yeah. But I don't see anything else. I think that's about it. So I guess we can wrap it up here. It was crazy. We talked so much about Sword and Shield and way
Hilarious.
way more negative things than positive. It's crazy. I remember how like I was like, let's talk about our positive impressions. That lasted like a
That
solid
literally
10
didn't even
minutes.
last.
It was like a 10 minute, and then let's talk about what we didn't like, and it's like talking about the lighthouse, the wild area, the animations, and that shit took like 3 hours.
I'm gone. I know, dude. Like we didn't. I don't think any of like. I don't think everyone even got to go. Like I don't think me, Ben. I don't think even. I think it was literally like you talked about it a bit, and then Ruffle, and then all of a sudden it was just.
Yeah, Ben left
We all
because
just
I think Ben had to like Ben got yelled by his neighbors, but I feel like if he was still here, he would have had so much more to add. But yeah.
Yeah, it was just. It was. Yeah, the game's just.
Yeah, it's.
Huh.
Yep, they just came and went.
And we
bro.
waited. We gave it a chance. Like we were fair.
Yep. I mean, there's good things. I liked some of the things. Like I don't know about you guys. Like you guys said the music's not good, but I like the music. I think it was pretty good.
Like I like some of the Pokemon designs are cool. I like some of the wild. Sometimes the wild area was fun and the chaos that it would bring, right? Like encountering a level 60 Pokemon or whatever. Like, that was
I like
cool
the
when you-
memes that people made. Like there were memes with like the Delibirds
Yeah.
chasing you and stuff. So
Yeah, this game had like some. These were like the funniest memes in my opinion of like any of the Pokemon releases that we got. Like, they
and
were
it's
really
funny. It's funny because all the memes were about the game's flaws.
I know.
Like I've seen like at the end of this, like I'll show you in a video like after the stream's over, where like there's this meme of like of Gyarados like in the wild area, and his animation is just spinning around, and someone added like a helicopter sound effect when he's just spinning around because his animation is so whack. It's so fun. It's so funny.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but yeah, a lot of the and then like there was another Pokemon that was spinning around, and they put like a toilet flushing animation because it looked so stupid when the Pokemon is just spinning. But yeah, all the memes literally come from just the flaws of the game. Like I don't get it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I mean, next month when we come back, that'll be the last episode of this year. It's crazy how this year went by pretty fast.
This was the fastest year ever. It was weird. Like we say that, but this year was like, whoa! Like it just like all of a sudden it's Christmas now. Like that makes no sense. I'm
Yeah,
shook.
I remember like it literally feels like yesterday they announced Sword and Shield, and we were getting excited over seeing the starters and everything, and now it's just like now it's just like it came and gone. It's gone.
I know it. Like, oh, man, like literally in like what 2 weeks it just disappeared. And
Yeah.
we like I feel like, and that's kind of like our whole channels. Like we're really getting like a lot of attention right from like Gen 8 and like rumors, and this whole journey led to just.
Yeah, that's the thing with me too. My channel's doing terrible right now, so I'm gonna have to start branching out again. Cause I remember last year, I talked about other things like Smash Bros and stuff. So
Yeah. Oh, wait! You said your channel's been doing bad.
yeah, it's been doing terrible, bro. I like remember.
Oh, yeah,
I
same.
remember before. I remember before I could post like a video, and if it wasn't Pokemon, it would do pretty bad. Like, because that's understandable, because most people just watch me for Pokemon. So I understood that, but now I could even post a video about like Sword and Shield, and it'll just do shit. Like it'll just do terrible.
Yo, yeah, that's
and
how
it's
it is
crazy.
now. Like,
I'm just like, damn. So like people,
Pokemon ain't the wave right now.
yeah, people just don't even care about Pokemon content all that much anymore because the Pokemon games aren't all that hype and exciting. So that's
We
the
gotta
thing.
branch. Yeah, 2020, the wave is like branching out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Next year, I'm gonna start doing different content, start putting different types of videos, seeing what works, what people are liking, what people are not liking. Hopefully that works out.
We're going.
And you got that Project Z, yeah, Project Z
Yeah.
next year.
I'm finally like ready now. Like it's probably gonna drop in like January. I'm so excited.
Oh snap! So you got Project
Yeah.
Z, and then you got Nintendo Night Season 2. So all that
Yes,
stuff happening in January. I'll show you like the new intro sometime, like because I'm still working on it. But I'll show you the new intro. It's so cool. I put like all the new
I can't
games that
wait.
we got. Like so instead of having like all the Smash 4 footage, it's all Ultimate footage, and then there's Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and then there's like Animal Crossing. It's really cool.
I love it. It's gonna be perfect.
Yep.
New vibes next year, yo.
Yep. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this stream, guys. If you actually watched this all the way from the beginning, thank you so much. I don't know if anyone is
You are
still
a real one.
I don't know if anyone stuck around. I think they probably got tired of the Sword and Shield stuff before we did, but yeah. We'll see.
Yup.
If anybody was here, I mean, someone in the comments will write, I watched it all the way or whatever. But thank you so much. Thank you for the guys who donated as well. You guys are real ones. And
Yes.
yeah, I guess we can just go in order for our channel. So for me, you can just find me here on this channel, Aero. Oh wait, someone before we go, someone said, "What are your views on Kappa?" That's a whole other. You've been hearing about Kappa, right?
Oh yeah, I know. That's free. I did a video on it actually. I'm
Really?
nervous. We
Yeah.
better not
I
because
don't know what's gonna happen because the thing is we talk about Pokemon, so that could count as like children's and stuff. So it's a whole
yeah,
gray area. I hope that they don't.
yeah, they better not because like we want to keep making content. It's fun. Like this is stuff that we enjoy. It
Yeah,
sucks if like some stupid law that makes no sense is
yeah,
gonna
they're
ruin our
shooting
channel.
themselves in the knee at that point. Like
Yeah, we better not.
I don't know
We
why.
better not.
Yeah, nothing should happen to the creators, but hopefully everything is good with that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this stream, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one, the last one of 2019, which will be next month. We're gonna be talking about the Game Awards, and I better be talking about how Smash won Game of the Year, and how we got to see the next fighter that's gonna be amazing, and not some character that I don't know. And
Better be our impressions on how hype it was and not like,
uh,
gosh dang it, another boring character.
yeah, hopefully it's some exciting character. But yeah, I think
Bruh.
that's gonna do it. So for me, you guys can find me on this channel, Aero. Mainly talk about Pokemon. Gonna be branching out to other things. I'm gonna have a video on Smash tomorrow probably, so you can look forward to that. Gonna try making more videos on different topics because Pokemon just ain't the wave right now for me, and a lot of people don't seem to
Yup.
care on my channel.
Yup.
So I'm gonna try that. But yeah, you can give your plugins and then
All right, so you guys can follow me, Endgame the Cube, on here on YouTube, and I'll be doing a lot of experimental content and like stuff like that too as well. Like us like me and Arrow both kind of work on branching out, and Project Z is gonna come out next year. And yeah, and you can on Twitter you can find me. I have two accounts. It's weird because one got kind of locked. So like I have my main account that's Zach Evans 97, and then you can follow me at Endgame the Cube on Twitter as well, where I just like ramble on about stuff. But yeah, so
well, you're gonna change the Endgame the Cube account, right?
I'm gonna what?
You said you were gonna like change it or rebrand it next year.
Yeah, I'll probably use Zach Evans 97 because this account like it has like 2 copyright strikes already, so I don't.
Oh.
It's gonna get nuked if I make it public. That's the only reason why it's private. So
Oh, okay. I see. That makes
yeah.
sense. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that'll be it for this stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.